is serious.
All right. Got to get ready to an early Saturday morning. I totally was jumping around and kind of made it a little late, but we're here. We're here. Thank you to Amber BAW for that awesome intro. Really appreciated the work. I had her do it short notice, so I appreciate that. Eric, here we are. We're ready for a game.
Yes, this is pretty cool. So I hope we're in sync. I have the game. I have NFL Plus up.
Yes.
So the game's not on yet on mine, right? You're not seeing
No,
it?
I'm watching Game Day Live because it had nothing on the other channel yet. So.
Okay, so we'll keep an eye on Twitter. It does look like all the injured players are not playing. So last thing I saw, the list was we're going to be very short at corner. So it looks like Neighbors and Juju Smith-Schuster at wide receiver and Hyatt at wide receiver are not playing. So Neighbors, Smith-Schuster, Hyatt. Both the first and second team center, Schmitz and Patrick, are not playing. And then three corners, Adebo, Newsome, and Phillips definitely are not playing. So good opportunity here for Brian Hudson. Looks like Jake Kubis is the second string center in warmups. And it looks like Malachi Fields is going to start based on the warmups. So that's interesting too. So we'll see if there was also a report that DJ Reader will probably be held out. He's not hurt, but they don't want to risk him. So I would do the same thing with him.
Yeah.
So, but that's a big loss in terms of if you're going to try to grade our defense right now, because he's the guy on the defensive line. And it's basically like going into a preseason game if you don't have Dexter Lawrence playing. So, but that's where we're at right now.
If you use the old adage, if a tree falls in the woods and you weren't there, did it make a sound? If I didn't tell you Jaden Hyatt wasn't playing, would you notice?
No. In a way, it depends on how you feel about Jalen Hyatt. You and I are more negative. It opens the door up for other people to get more snaps. So that's the way I'm looking. I'm looking at it as like a net gain. So I know that's mean, but that's where I'm at right now. I'm juggling some tabs to just see if there's new updates on who's starting and who may not be playing in terms of healthy scratches. But it looks like Dart's going to play, followed by Jameis. They don't know how long they're going to play. Everybody else seems to be in uniform. So we'll see if they hold out Andrew Thomas or if he's going to play or not, or they go with Marcus Bowe just to keep Thomas in bubble wrap as well too. Did you want to put the comments from people up or just keep it clean? That's up to you.
I think for now I'm going to keep it clean. The other part, when we did a game, it took a lot of monitoring by me for the being spam hit. We were hit with like a lot of spam bots during the game broadcast last year.
Right.
So for now I'll do it, but I think we'll just highlight the ones. I hate to say it like this, but it's also, there are people that have done the super chat stuff, and I to be really fair to them, when they do it, theirs needs to go up. So I'm going to leave it to the side for now. If you feel differently, then we can change later. For sure.
Okay.
Clean comments.
Clean comments. Keep it clean.
It's
not that
Saturday.
We do it.
It's Saturday.
I do have booze on the way. I'm going to have my lovely wife bring me beverages throughout the game. Nice. I just haven't started yet, so I'm finishing up something else, non-alcoholic beverage right now. But I will soon be joining you. I see you have.
I have a Shock Top Belgian white. I don't know where we got the Shock Top from. I don't drink Shock Top, but it was here, so I took it. I don't have somebody bringing me beer. My wife's in Nebraska right at the moment, so she can't bring me beer. So it's it's a bachelor weekend. Well, I still have one kid in the house, but still.
Now you have some video that Amber's done too, in addition to what was at the beginning, right?
I do. If you want, real quick, since the game hasn't started, it's really short. I mean, I thought
it was awesome. So
I could play it, so why not?
Get your Inside BBI merch at insidebbi.printify.me. Get your merch today for the dog and all of us.
That was so cool. It looks better than I see the ads that I see on TV now. So I thought that was pretty cool.
I had to put the dog part in. I really wanted to drag out the dog because I knew that certain people would get the joke. But yeah, so it's pretty funny. It's funny too because a lot of people wouldn't even know if I asked you which one of the two people in there was my daughter. Most people are going to get it wrong.
But thank her for doing that. I think it's so awesome that she's doing that, and it looks like she's going to be designing some merch too.
Indeed. Oh wow, indeed. We're working on that. You did poo-poo one idea I had already, which was I was going to do the I've got wood, and then have it be like Eric said underneath it, and then mine was going to be he Rossini'd it.
That might open you up to some copyright or trademark violation. I don't know if that would. Maybe somebody's already done that. I don't know. The wood thing, I was joking around. If you really want to do that, I don't know.
I think
who in their right mind would want to buy that shirt. Try to explain that to somebody on the street. What does that shirt mean?
It's up.
Get away from me, you pervert.
It's up for interpretation.
All right. So what are we looking for? Oh, wait, more tweets. Let's see. Most players not in uniform. More players not in uniform as the Giants come back out of kickoff. Thomas is not playing. DJ Reader's not playing. Shelby Harris, Tremaine Edmonds. So I'm going to post that as well too. So that gives us a good idea of who's not going to be there today on top of the injured players.
And you don't have it's not on your screen yet, right?
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Just making sure. Huge thank you to Stephen Lawrence. Thank you. We do appreciate that. And again, overreaction city. That's what generally happens with the Giants in preseason games and BBI, bigblueinteractive.com. One bad play and, oh, dear God, the season's horrible. One good play and everything, Russell Wilson's going to be MVP of the season. So it's like, let's take everything, grain of salt. And I mean that for myself too, because I'm going to be excited if certain things happen. I want to see the doors open for a guy like Jake Kubis all of a sudden now has a chance. If he can play pretty well at center, it gives them options because, let's be honest, it doesn't matter whether you have some space or not. The more you can juggle the salary cap, and if you can do it with a lesser cost player, why not?
Right. And
here we go.
I already have envisioned in my head that I'm going to have to calm you down already, especially with Deontay Banks. But we don't have to do it with Jalen Hyatt. He's not playing. So let's sort of regroup here. So they're not going to have Shelby Harris, and they're not going to have DJ Reader. So two of the three starters on the defensive line, based on all reports. So Darius Alexander's probably playing. He's the other starter. Tremaine Edmonds is not playing, which kind of bums me out because I kind of wanted to see the two guys with the long arms and the height and the length and the 250-pound inside linebackers together. But Mike has been playing well in camp, and maybe we'll see more of Jack Kelly early. Probably see Darius Muasawa out there as well.
Right.
Kind of a big game opportunity for Marcus Bowe, just to show us if he's improved his play strength from last year. If he's going to be starting, he's going to be protecting Jaxson Dart's blind side. So that's kind of a big deal. And I think Juju's in trouble not practicing this week. I'm not helping him out. It's not helping Lucas Patrick out, I don't think. It's helping Brian Hudson. And we're going to kind of be short at corner in this game. So I assume we'll see Colton Hood and Banks playing a lot for early. And then we're going to have a bunch of guys that have an opportunity here, like Art Green is going to get a chance. Corey Black, who we have been talking about, is probably going to play a lot. And then Drew Phillips is also not playing in the nickel. So it's going to be I think I would calm people down about what happens in the secondary in this game because 3 of our corners are out, and that includes guys that would be starting. I mean, all 3 of them could be the starters on our day, so we don't know who the starters are going to be yet.
Well, it looks like we're getting ready. I don't know, I'm assuming you see the same thing I am, which is
let me get it. Turn
this
this
kind of milling around on the field here at the moment. The refs are in the middle of the field, kind of moving away.
It would help if I turned the game on, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we got Bob and Carl and Phil.
I got to turn this down too, or you're going to get my.
Yeah, because I have the audio. I shut the audio off. I'm just gonna.
Mine on NFL Network is showing highlights. I don't know if it's showing like the intro. I'm seeing Bill Parcells right now in the Super Bowl trophy.
You're behind, I think.
Okay.
Because right now it's Bob, Papa, Banks, and Sims just in the booth talking. The game has not started.
Yeah, you're ahead of me again. So I don't know if you want to delay yours a second or not. That's up to you. I don't care if you're ahead of me. Like we learned last year, it calms me down, keeps my blood pressure lower. People tell me what's happening.
If I'm what keeps blood pressure down, I feel really bad for you. No one would ever accuse me of that.
Yeah, see, I'm not on. I still see the intro. I'm way behind, so I'm going to be sitting back. Oh, here we go. Cool. So I did not see the Jets play much last night. I only saw a little bit when it was actually in the first quarter. So I don't know how the field did, but this apparently is, according to Y28, this is the field from the World Cup, and we'll find out if.
I saw there were a couple times. Breece Hall was one. A kick returner for the Jets was another. Breece Hall broke, so he took a handoff to the left, came around, got outside, juked one player, and then by himself as he went to make another move, kind of slipped and stumbled. And he stumbled in a way that I was like, ooh, that looked like his knee locked up, but he was okay. But it was the field. And then the punt returner had the same issue later on the thing. So the game is now officially underway.
You are way ahead of me. So you're going to have to let me know.
Okay. It's just a normal kick return out over the 30 though. I missed. I think it was Sauls that was the kicker on that one. So
Dart, Stout, and Thibodeau were the pregame captains, and anything else? It looks like Javon Holland's not playing. So
our linebackers are Golston, McFadden, Reese, and Carter.
Golston, McFadden, Reese.
But I see Thibodeau on the field. They gave the names, but Thibodeau's on the field, so I'm not sure why they had it that way.
I'm still seeing Phil Simms and Carl Banks.
Well, you're not going to like the first. You're not going to like the first play. Setting the edge did not happen on that play. I'm trying to think. Well, actually, to be honest, on that play, Thibodeau kind of got manhandled a little bit, allowing he couldn't get off the block and allowed the back to get through.
So I'm on the kickoff right now. So you guys are way ahead of me. I wonder why.
Yeah, that is odd.
Because I'm watching the NFL Plus. You're watching the same stream. That's odd. Okay. I wonder if. No, I'm caught up.
Well,
on my end. I don't know why.
Deontay Banks comes up and makes a decent play.
Yeah,
I'll give him credit. Give him credit where credit's due. He came up and made a tackle.
Every time Deontay Banks makes a tackle, an angel gets his wings.
Nice.
All right, so now I'm watching the first play right now.
Okay. Okay. Wow, that is behind.
Yes, I do not like the first play.
Are you running it off the app or off?
No, I'm running off Roku. So it might be it. So I'm in the basement, so that's
because I'm literally on NFL.com, then to NFL Plus.
No, there was a missed tackle on there too. I think that was Micah. I'd have to go back and rewatch it, but I think there was a missed tackle. That was an issue with Micah over the years, has been missed tackles.
So now we've got a 3rd and 7. And
How much in Banks now? Banks and Newbin did make the tackle.
They did make the first down. It wasn't a great pass. Hood was close, but Addison did make.
I'm way behind.
Jesse.
I'm way behind.
Review that catch. Review that catch. That didn't look good.
I'm way behind.
Does anybody know, is Bredesen, the fullback, the rookie fullback, is he related to Ben? Yeah, I think the Giants are challenging that play. I thought it dragged on the ground.
Ooh, that was a nice place by Reese. That was really nice. You don't see the Giants linebackers normally do that. That was cool.
So they are challenging the previous play. It looked there like the ball from a different angle. It looked like he dragged it on the turf, but we'll see. They might give it to him anyway. But it was close, right? It's as he goes through there. The ball is it's hard. It's really hard to tell, but it looked like he dragged it on the turf. But we'll see.
Well, if it's hard to tell, that it'll stand.
Did anybody see the Instagram video that somebody made of Kyler Murray? They were showing Kyler Murray being the quarterback for the Vikings, but they made him like 1.5 feet tall, running around on the field. Like later on, Kevin O'Connell's picking him. It's hysterical if you haven't seen it. It is pretty funny.
Did they give it to him?
Or we're still in the challenge.
I saw it, but it's like you said, it's almost impossible to see. They're not gonna overturn that. It's impossible to see.
The reason I thought it might be is as he's sliding, he's dragging the ball is now more of the ball is on the turf than what was in his hand was on the end of it, not under it. That's why I was like, well, that easily could have been incomplete, but we'll see. The Vikings offense is still kind of standing on the field. So generally once they start to hear, they start milling off the field before it's even announced.
Well, our defensive line is kind of scary. It was Fotu Tupou. Is that how you say his name? Josh Tupou? I'm not sure how to say his name. Darius Alexander. And then it's you already covered the linebackers. And it is Newbin and Darius Washington at safety. Still in commercial.
Yeah, they're still looking at it. It's right there as he goes. And then his hands change and the ball has changed places on where it is. His arm is over the top of it. To me, I'm biased, but I call that incomplete because he's on top of the ball, dragging it across the turf versus being under the ball, which is generally they let you, if you're holding it, like solidly holding it in front, but he was on the end of it and just dragging it across. But who knows? It is kind of funny.
He thinks it should be incomplete. I couldn't tell, but I only saw one replay of it. So I'm trying to watch the TV and look at the screen and watch Twitter at the same time to see if there's any updates here.
Yeah, see, it's interesting because the ball comes in, but when he goes down, he's now dragging the ball, and when he comes back over, he's holding on top of it. And they are, I don't have the sound on, so I'm just going to go by whatever motions he does. I think he gave it to him.
Stands.
Yeah, he gave it to him. It was pretty close you could go either way. I still think it was incomplete.
All right, I got to really start paying attention to the defensive line here. Again, you guys are way ahead of me. This sucks. I want to be like right where you're watching. What do you think of the Vikings this year with their quarterback situation?
I think Murray's the better of the two quarterbacks. They do have a pretty loaded receiver core in Jefferson, Addison, and Juwan Jennings, but they have nothing behind them. One injury and they're in trouble. Their backs are okay. Their offensive line is decent overall, but I don't know the depth on it. They are fairly young. Their defensive line is pretty young. You're counting on a guy like Banks, who's had injuries in college, to come in and not be injured in the pros.
And they have Dominique Orange, I think, is on.
He's also on there. Yeah. So you got Banks and Orange.
Kind of a strange situation for this team, though, being the quarterback situation. So it depends on what you think of Kyler Murray, I guess, I suppose.
Our run defense sucks so far. It's like it is not good.
That's not good.
But again, we're also playing entire backups so far.
Well, but these are the guys that have to come in and play. Darius Alexander is not a backup now on this team, too. All right.
It was 90 who got completely washed out of the play on that one.
Now let me pull up my depth chart here. And it was just updating the numbers, too, because the two new corners, finally, they gave their numbers out. Let's see, depth chart.
There we go. There's the stuff.
So that was Fotu was 90.
Yeah, he got completely washed out of the previous play. They are moving the guys around a little bit. We got really good penetration on this one.
Duggan says that the Vikings are playing their first team offense against a mixture of ones and twos against us. So the Vikings are playing more starters. Oh man, this is not good. I got to see that.
It's 2nd and 9 now. And the Vikings are they've gone almost entirely run. They run again. Decent yardage on 2nd down. Can't let that happen.
That is not good with the defensive line so far. Harbaugh is not going to like that. Neither is Denard Wilson. Yeah, I'm behind. That was a good play, too.
Incomplete on 3rd down. We our pass rush was minimal there.
Trying to see who made the play in the previous run stop. So 94 that's two. Do you know how to say his name? Tupo. Josh Tupo. I'm going to say
I'm going with that. That sounds
Tupo. Good. Okay. God damn, our run defense is not good.
And Vikings kick a field goal, so it's 3-0.
So I got to hope that when DJ Reader's in there with Shelby Harris, it's better than that, because that's not encouraging. But again, like you said, our backups are playing against their first team, but still, you'd hope to see better than that.
Again, it is, you are mixing a bunch of guys that aren't necessarily playing together. So I'll give them a little bit there. It is a mixture of backup guys playing the first team Vikings offensive line. The Vikings did go pretty heavy run early on that drive. I'm sure the Giants were trying to compensate a little bit for, we're playing kind of backup corners and some safety stuff. And so not to lessen it, but I'm not going to be too overly concerned. I don't think it looks good for is it Fotu when he got completely just washed out. Seeing the play and the way it was as he's moving to his right, the lineman just pushes him right down the line. That can't happen, but that's why you're a guy who got signed to a 1-year deal and kind of bounce around.
They did us a favor by running the ball because we need to get a good look at it. We can't be pretending something is good when it's not, and they showed us it wasn't. My alarm meter is a little higher than yours, but let's see. It's early. Let's see. But that was not good. But again, DJ Reader's not in there. Shelby Harris is not in there. But damn, if you're going to rush the passer, you got to stop the run. We all know that. So, but Harbaugh and Denard Wilson are not going to be happy with that. And I hope the Vikings continue to try to run the football on us because we got to get a good, better reading on that. And checking on Twitter, see if anything. In a real game situation, how they passed on 3rd and 3. I'm the Eagles. I run the ball again. I don't throw the football on 3rd and 3 with Jalen Hurts there. I run the football again. You can't stop me. I'm going to keep running the football on you. That's what I worry about. So,
yeah, and again, let's temper it. First drive, preseason game, and a lot of guys that probably aren't going to be not there. Let's say not necessarily not making the team, but certainly not a group of them playing together at the same time, which is what we just did. So I'm not going to overreact too much. Blatant missed tackles, that would be bad. Getting washed, one guy watching him specifically and getting kind of manhandled, that's not good for him in particular. I thought overall, Reese showed pretty well. Deontay Banks came up and made a solid tackle on that drive, which is one of the things I said we have to see from him is he's got to hit. He's got to hit.
He didn't run away. He didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
He didn't run away. Run away.
Baby steps.
So again, Andrew Thomas is out. He's not playing. So we're going to see Marcus Bowe. Scadaboo's out there. Who else is out? Obviously, Malik Neighbors is not playing. And Juju is not playing. Who was there another starter I'm forgetting that was not playing on offense? But we had a mixture of guys on defense. So the Vikings ran their first team against a mixture of first and second team guys with us, which included 2 backup defensive linemen. So Shelby Harris did not play on that in the beginning, and neither did DJ Reader. And not having DJ Reader is a big deal. Correct. Marcus Bowe will be playing left tackle here. So this is a big game for him too, to get a read on him, because I like him, but he's got to play stronger. We saw him get pushed back last year. So hopefully he had a lot of work in the weight room in the off season. And
yeah, see, you guys are seeing it. I don't know what happened there, but mine was stuck on an American Home Shield ad. I had to click.
Good. Maybe you're going to be caught up with me. Or I'll be caught up with you, I should say.
Yeah, I'm picking it back up now at 2nd down. So I missed the Scadabo run. And we're definitely going run.
So Nagy's in the booth. That's interesting. I always kind of curious to see if the offensive coordinators in the booth are on the sidelines. Power run, like it. Okay.
See, I'm even behind other folks because they're
nice though. They keep us
nice.
down.
There we go. There we go.
We're, but yeah, so for those who didn't see it, Scadaboo ran up the gut toward the right for a decent gain. That was good. That's what we're going to see this year. We're going to see running between the tackles like that. Sign me up.
That's a solid. I like the way that they sent the receiver inside of Likely straight up the field. Likely stops, turns, curls in, makes the catch. But they had options off there. If the defense jumps Likely early, that receiver streaking down the middle is going to be open.
See, they ran on the first 2 plays, and that's what I talked about in the game preview too. I'm gonna have no problem if they just want to run, even if it doesn't work, because I want them to get the kinks out now. I want them to just practice this. So
that run right there by Tyrone Tracy is one of the reasons why I'm not as super excited about Tracy. One hand up around the shoulders. He runs a little upright in the backfield, and it slowed his momentum so much that even though he broke the tackle, he couldn't go any further. He gets hit. It's just he's too upright. He runs like a converted wide receiver.
But likely he's got a strange build, doesn't he? He looks more like a wide receiver.
Yeah.
Boy, he's going to if he stays healthy, he's going to put up. We're seeing what the F was that?
That was a Jesus Christ. Why don't you just call a fake field goal throw to Evan Neal? That was not good. I did not like that at all. It's a bad snap. Dart doesn't have any idea where. He's just chucking.
Is it a turnover? Did something happen?
Nah,
Oh,
it's incomplete, but that was border. I mean, it went forward enough to not be, but that could have been considered a lateral, which would have been a loss of yardage. So thank God it did go forward a little bit, but it was an ugly, ugly pass. Like, yeah, that play, if you don't, the way it was run, if the defense has any idea that's happening, that's a pick six going the other way.
I love the comments. And
Oh, go down.
I'm going to get to see the oh boy play right now. So that's where I am right now.
I think he made a smart move of pulling the ball down because I'm pretty positive that was going to get jumped, either knocked down at the line or that would have been jumped the way the coverage was. But I don't like seeing that drive after that play. Everything just seemed to come.
I assume you're not talking about the play where he just. Are you talking about the play where he just?
No, right now I was talking about the play after that.
Okay. But you guys were reacting to the one where he just threw the sideline.
Oh, so that was a stupid ass play. Yes. I don't know what you think you're accomplishing running that play. That's the kind of play that works when you've established run or passes to the other side of the field, because the snap went to his left. Whether that was intentional or not, I don't know. It went to his left. He catches it, spins back around, and throws it to the right. But you haven't set anything up. So to me, trying to do what is essentially a trick play is worthless when you've set up nothing else. So I really don't like you kind of doing something like that in the first 3 plays of the game.
I didn't like it, but the way you guys were describing it, I thought it was some disastrous, like, again, I thought I was expecting some sort of, again, I don't like it, but I thought it was going to be way worse than that. I agree with you guys. I'm not saying, I just thought the way everyone was reacting in chat, I was like, oh my goodness, what did he do? Did he do that like what Daniel Jones did in that end zone in the preseason last year? I thought it was all.
Well, that's not that far away from that, though. I mean, we're lucky that A, it was a bad pass, and B, that the defense wasn't jumping that.
No, I get it. I understand where you guys were going, but I just thought there was something way worse than that. I don't like it. I just thought it was going to be way worse than that.
Sometimes the result isn't nearly as bad as the intent. The intent of what they were trying to do was pretty bad. It makes no sense. You gotta, if I'm going to sit here all off season and go Harbaugh, and the coaching staff, and it's great, and we finally have it. You do have to be honest and call out when something's stupid, and that was really dumb. That was a dumb play. I don't know how else
but it looked like Jaxson, for whatever reason, just decided to wing it out there no matter what. He just, like he almost decided he was going to go there.
I think you have to, though. I mean, I think it's snap, catch, throw. Like, I don't think that's the whole play. Like,
yeah, it's not total. Yeah. If the failure's not so total, then it's not so bad.
You're literally.
I'm reacting to what you guys were doing. It was like, oh my God, bad, horrible, and I was like, oh Jesus, what did he do? I thought there was like this horrible turnover. John said it could have been a horrible turnover.
You're the doctor after the wrong medicine's been administered, after they almost lost the guy, and he comes through. You go, I thought you were trying to tell me he died. No,
yes, exactly. Yes. He didn't die. He's still kicking. Not quite dead yet. I'm not dead yet.
Bring out your dead.
Bring out your dead. Yeah, but this is what I agree. But he looked like he rushed it. That's my problem with it. And I think that's what most people were saying is it again, I'd have to rewatch it, but it looked like to me, panic's the wrong word, but it looked like he rushed it, and then that was the better thing would have been just to do something else there.
McCarthy's in, and that play went nowhere.
Welcome to our watch party where Eric's reacting to the comments. So I'm like reacting to you guys rather than the other way around. This is great. All right.
So I'm gonna nitpick. Abdul Carter made that play, but I hated a whole lot of what he just did there. I want to see far more physical aggression coming through. He kind of ducks a block, and if that was Kyler Murray, there's no way Abdul Carter makes that play.
Let me see who's in there. So 94 is still there in there on defense.
Yeah, then the run to the left. The runs to the left have been pretty open so far.
So Fotu's in there. It looks like Darius Alexander. Is he out?
And then Banks gets taken out, but that's okay. It's not. I'm not going to call that on him, but yeah. And there's incomplete on third down, so we'll get the ball back. Our Darius Washington's putting, he's putting a good show for himself.
He could start. I mean, he's a big favorite of Harbaugh's. I mean, Harbaugh really likes him. So and Andrew Phillips better watch out because it could. I'm not just talking about. Yeah, you're right about the run defense. Holy crap. Our Darius Washington could steal a couple spots. He could steal one of the safety spots, or he could steal the nickel corner spot. So, and with Phillips out today, I'm assuming that he's getting snaps in the nickel here too.
I would think, even though Murray played one series for the Vikings, our first drive was pretty pathetic, that our regular offense is coming right back out here.
I'm getting to watch the third down play now. So,
all right. Well, you watch the third down
play. On that play, all the Viking receivers were well covered. It looked like everywhere, at least on the side of the field that we don't have the all 22, but that looked like everybody was covered. So that was good coverage across the board from what I could see on that third down play.
Agreed.
That's encouraging.
Yeah, and Dart's definitely coming back.
Even the guys that were running across the field were covered. Yeah, I like the coverage here.
I would play him. I mean, I realize the quarter's going to go by pretty fast. I would play him no matter what happens, the entire first quarter. And if the first quarter ends after, for us, the overall first quarter ends and we've only had the second drive, I have him take another drive in the second quarter.
Yeah, I keep playing them.
He needs to play. Like, Dart needs to play.
I know there's a risk there. But at some point, like you said, you got to play your guys. You got to get them ready. You got to play them. Yeah, that was nice to see. He went straight up the field. I always like returners who don't dance around and just get up the field, get what you can get. Agree completely. They got a tough decision with that, though. I really would like to have Berrios on the roster. If they keep 6 receivers, you're getting rid of a couple of people here. I tell you what, I want to see Mooney start making some plays. I mean, we would keep dissing on Slayton, but I want to hear more out of Mooney doing something. Because to me, he and Slayton are kind of like the same player right now, but we haven't heard much out of Slayton, but we haven't heard much out of Mooney. He's kind of been getting a free pass by some people. He's been getting more time with the ones, but I'd like to see him get. I assume was he out there or he hasn't been out there yet? I didn't see. I didn't see if Mooney was even in the.
I didn't see. So we have Fields is there, Manhurts is at tight end.
I do want to see some Patrick.
I think Mooney's on the field right now.
So you guys.
There we go.
You guys are the stars right now. You're the stars.
The stars. There's a nice run. And it's Devin Singletary.
Well, I heard Austin interviewed yesterday. That guy's either never been interviewed before and he was a nervous wreck, or he just doesn't interview well. But he was so scatterbrained when they were interviewing him. I like him as a player and with the value they got him. But man, was he a mess when they were interviewing him.
Malinois handled his guy pretty damn well on that play. He just walled that dude right off.
I don't know why. I just feel much more comfortable with the line now. I hope it doesn't jinx them. But
no, well, they blitzed. I do not like that sort of delay shotgun handoff kind of thing.
No, I don't.
It's a read option, I think, although it's hard to tell because he didn't really seem to play a whole lot there. He put it in, so that hold it out, but he still let it go. They blitzed. The safety came through and made the play.
So Singletary had a nice run on that run. Ricard was in there. As Carl Banks just said, they had a hat on a hat. Brian Hudson's in the middle of that too. But again, I'm a play behind you guys, or 2 plays behind you guys.
There we go. And you can see the Dart likely combo. It's likely to happen on 3rd down.
Yeah.
Nice.
Where did that guy come from? I got to see the replay on that. Where the defensive back came clean on that.
I'll tell you, though, on that play, I think, too, Dar had an option there. Like Fields was breaking behind where Likely was. As teams become a little accustomed and jump the plays for Likely, if the Giants keep running routes like that, that receiver that's running with Likely right there and going deep is going to have shots down the field. There we go, Scat. Nice to see him back.
Damn, I wish I was caught up with you guys. I felt like I'm. Oh, you're right. Good. All right. I'm now at the likey. I really like the idea of Scat being in this kind of offense, this power between the tackle offense. I think this is really going to be fun to watch.
There we go. All right. Yeah, I think you said that, and we're ahead of you, but
yeah, I know. I'm not even saying.
He was carrying the ball as you were saying it. So nice inside handoff. He jukes, he gets it outside, gets by one guy, tries to stiff arm slightly. I think he missed the stiff arm a little bit, so it was on top of the shoulder pad. The defender was able to ride him out of bounds. But still, it's a nice run, good first down.
But see it's just they're running the football. Doesn't this remind you of the old days? This is just old Giants football right now. They're just running the football. I mean, they picked up 2 first downs to Likely in this game by throwing on 3rd down. But I like it, and I like that they're working on it. I think this is great. Sign me up for this.
We'll see this. The Giants, I think, had them there. I want to see what the call is. It's going to be on Illuminor. It's got to be. Yeah. The Giants had the defense. The defense probably would have jumped off sides, but Illuminor jumped. So
that's the Illuminor's problem last year. He had a lot of penalties.
Yeah, there was no need for him to move on that one.
I think he had like 9 false starts last year.
Yeah, in his defense, the defender was coming in and he backed up and pointed at the defender. But you got to hold your water there. Let him come across. Or if you're gonna do it, you got to fire out into the guy. You can't just do a little bit and then point at him. It's pick one or just sit still.
Somebody said Barrios false start. Was it Barrios or was it?
Well, Illuminor backed up. The line, the defense was coming into the line.
Wait, hey Lisa.
Aren't you on?
Yes.
Oh.
Why are you talking to me?
Was it Frank at some point?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. She just got home, so she didn't know.
She's like, I'm free for 3 hours. How did this happen?
Oh no, we have an oof. I don't like oofs. I want yays. Why would we have an oof?
Well, the false start, but we're 2nd and 10 now. So I agree. I like the run, but I want to see a little bit working on the passing game here in the preseason. That's an oof. That's an oof.
The blindside hit that they're talking about?
It wasn't blindside.
We're getting bombed with spam, by the way.
Oh God.
If I do that, I'll end up banning somebody accidentally again. Remember last time that happened? I was like,
Yep, I got it. Yeah, this first off, Tyrone Tracy missed it. That was 100% on Tyrone Tracy. And Dart takes a pretty big shot for the preseason. I mean, right in the chest. He kind of laid down a little bit too. They might change their mind and be like, all right, Jameis, you're in.
I don't know if this is a.
Yeah, Dart took a pretty good shot to the chest.
Oh, yeah. Whoa. Dart just got hammered. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, thanks.
I had to ban another one. If I accidentally ban somebody, I'm sorry, but I'm trying to grab them, and then when other things pop in, it moves it up. But anyway,
I got to watch this. Oh boy, Dart. It's not his fault. I was like,
no, that's Tracy though. And you know what? That's not a good thing for Tracy because if they feel they can count on Singletary more than they can count on you, they're not going to let Dart be exposed because you don't know that you've. And go back and look at the play though. Even though he was jumping outside, so he wasn't in a good position, he did slip and fall too. I'm not a fan of what I saw on the turf last night in the Jets game. These guys slip a lot on this stuff.
well, they've been running the ball. I wouldn't say that. I would say that it's been a little bit disjointed, but that's to be expected in the preseason.
It's also the word that's been coming out of camp is that the Giants' offense has been behind. So that is the other thing.
But so far, we would say there was a penalty, which hurt. There was a missed blitz pickup on Tracy. There was that rushed play by Dart with this errant snap. I'm trying to think of any other negative plays. They're running the ball mostly very well. There was one or two runs that were so-so, but they were running the ball pretty well. Trying to think of anything else. Oh, Jaxson to the tent.
He did lay down a little bit after the hit. I was kind of like,
oh, for God's sake. If this is going to be a regular thing where they have to look at him every time he gets hit.
Well, here's the thing. And they'll probably get bleeped, but don't fucking lay down when you get hit. Get back up. Because if you do lay down like that, they're going to look at you.
I know, but this has become a thing now with him too. It's almost like they're looking like every time he gets touched, it's like, oh, and now we're going to hear it from him on ESPN about, oh,
Yeah, and so Winston's in the game. He can't, again, get up. Like if you lay down and you put your head down on the turf, they're going to check you for a head injury. That's just the way it goes.
What is this based on? What is that based on? He's completed a couple of passes to Likely. All right.
But based on what? He just got in the game now. We talking about the preseason or maybe training camp? Last year? I mean, let's kind of hold our water on that one. There goes Devin Singletary. That's a smart play by Slayton. If Slayton had come back and had done that block, they would have called that for going back towards your own goal line. But he just stopped and just stood there. That's a great play by Devin Singletary.
I'm still so far behind, guys.
It was basically a dump off pass by Winston, right? Coming in maybe 2 yards in front of where Winston was standing. Singletary continues straight ahead, cuts back to the left, then cuts again. Slayton with a smart move not to block, going back in his own direction.
Mike, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. What are you even watching the game?
That pass there, if you're counting that pass against whatever, I mean, it was a 2-yard pass, for God's sakes, let's calm down. That was a great play by Devin Singletary, though. I think we just lost a yard here.
That's really nice. That was great.
Dart is back in the game. Just so you know, Dart is now back at quarterback.
What is TF?
I think it means touchdown. Somebody's saying TD. I think that means touchdown. So let's see what happens here. I haven't seen the play yet. It's a pass. Dart's kind of moving around, scrambling, throws. Touchdown. Is that Isaiah Likely or is it Fields? That was Fields. Nice play.
But I think we're learning. Well, I think we're learning that Devin Singletary has value on this team still.
Yes, agreed. Dart had to scramble, then scrambled to his left. So he's going, he's throwing back across his body, going towards the sideline, squares up a little bit, throws to the corner of the end zone, and Fields goes up high. The one thing we said, when you're going to do jump balls, that's a great play. Over the corner, touchdown to Fields. Comes out of the tent.
This is like last year. Oh, nice. See the height? That's where the height comes into play. That's where he's got. That's pretty cool. And for those of you that are like, they're going to ruin Dart if they don't let him improvise. The improvising, he still is going to have that. You just want him to pass more from the pocket. So, but when it's not there, he can still do the improvising. So that was cool. Nice protection by Bo on that, by the way.
And again, good to see that Dart came back out there, makes that play. That will quiet down the because there would be an absolute internet fever of like, oh, he went to the tent.
Yeah.
Harbaugh with a nice conversation with that's going to be. I'm
They'll
guarantee
still
that's
do that. Those vultures, they'll still go. Oh no, he went to. You'll see it. I guarantee you'll see it on ESPN. That was cool.
All right. Hold your water.
Get your Inside BBI merch at insidebbi.printify.me. Get your merch today for the dog and all of us.
There we go.
That's the part of Dart's game that is so cool that you can't teach that. That's the part of the game that he just has. And that's why I think Harbaugh's so excited to work with him. So if he can get the other stuff down, again, I don't want to be too dismissive of what Micah was saying earlier. That has been a problem. And not in this game. I don't want to be, but I don't know what Micah was talking about in this particular game, but you want him to get the snap, read the field, deliver the ball. But when that play isn't there, he still can do that. So, but what I'm encouraged with Dart before that were the two likely plays where he had to was third and short, third and medium, and he completed a likely. I mean, I don't see the blitz getting hit in the chest like that that's on Dart.
Yeah. I mean, this is 100% it. I want my back to pick him up. I don't want you jumping outside when you have that responsibility. And you got to a point now. Again, he slipped, but even if he didn't slip, he's not in a position. He's literally trying to come back to get at the guy. And it's not a processing thing for Dart. That was a blitz off the corner. There's not much you can do. The only way you can process that is if you know ahead of time, you looked at it and you said, that guy's blitzing and I don't think Tracy's going to pick him up. I just got to throw it. They disguised it well enough. He came off. Tracy was not in position and Dart got blasted. There's not much you can say about that one.
All right. So here's a question for you. What if Fields is the number 2 wide receiver coming out of camp and Malik's number 1, Fields is number 2? Does that change your makeup of the rest of the wide receiver room? I'd have to think about. I'm not sure I can answer my own question right now, but that's something to think about. If Fields comes out of this, and again, it's early, but he started this game. He's been starting a lot in practice. But if they're comfortable with him being number 2, does that change your view on Mooney, Slayton? Is Beckham gone at that point, or does he? I mean, that's going to be interesting to me. So, like, if they feel like Fields can be the guide from the get-go, then Berrios makes it. To me, I probably keep Berrios, right? Or no?
Well, I mean, see, the problem is not to say it negatively to you, but you're taking 2 spots, Neighbors and Fields. And then everybody else is the rest of the wide receiver field, but you're talking about one guy who literally has about 3 paths to the roster, which is punt returner, kick returner, and he could be the slot receiver. So he's got 3 ways of making his team. So Barrios is kind of
who are you talking about?
You're talking about Barrios. So Barrios becomes his own thing. So I eliminate him from the conversation. So now you're talking about who's left. The problem that with everything that you said about who's left is they're all kind of the same. They're not. Mooney probably has better hands than Slayton, but not by a lot. Austin is in that group of he can make big plays, but his hands aren't always reliable, and he's never been a main guy. Beckham is a guy who has the best hands of everybody. He's got the most age, the most mileage, and the most injuries. Does he make it? I don't know. It's a weird group, and how they're going to put it together is interesting.
Well, I think it helps Barrios, but that's just me thinking aloud here. I think because Barrios is there's a path for Barrios not to make it, and that is they want Deonte Banks to return kickoffs if he's not starting, and they want Austin to return punts if Barrios is not there. But if Barrios is there, you have him kind of do both. So, but the thing was with Fields is if this was more like a redshirt year with him, then you'd have to replace it. But if they feel comfortable with him like playing right off the bat, that's what I'm thinking about. To be clear
with what I was saying, though, I'm saying take Barrios out of that equation in that I think he has 3 ways of making the team, and one of them is slot receiver. So because he does all these different things, I don't want to lump him with all those other guys because all those other guys, they're only playing wide receiver.
So are you saying you think Barrios is more likely to make the team?
If he's going to be the returners, he's making the team, and now it's a matter of does he become the slot receiver? But he's in that group. So automatically, one of those other guys is not going to have a position because the return guy is also a receiver, and he's going to take one of those spots. That's what I'm saying. So now you're lumping a bunch of these guys. They're going to take maybe 3 spots.
All right. Well, then let me put another wild card. God bless our run defense. Let me put another. All right. Does this help Dalen Cambray then?
He's got a long road to get to that.
But you see what I'm getting at, in the sense that if you feel like you don't have to use a veteran spot on a start, like if Fields wasn't ready, then that starting spot was going to go to one of the veterans who now you wonder, well, why would he be here other than a backup? And does that change the wide receiver? Anyway, it's just something I'm thinking in my head right now.
So both are, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Chad, because I don't have the sound on. Both corners, Colton Hood and Deonte Banks, picked up penalties on the same play. They both were grabbing and holding guys. Deonte Banks' coverage was worse than Colton Hood's was because Banks immediately just grabbed his guy off the line of scrimmage. For whatever reason, just jumps up and kind of grabs him around the shoulder pads. He got a penalty. Hood got a penalty, and he gave up the completion on it, so that was not good. That's the one thing that you got to watch. Our defensive backs are very handsy. They grab guys right off the play. That's a great play by, I think, Chauncey Golston.
We're going to see that though. If they're playing press man coverage, they're going to be handsy. You got to,
but you can't grab the guy around the shoulder.
No, I get it, but again, that's going to come with you're just going to have some of this you got to live with. I mean, sometimes.
So Hood's was a little different. It was lower on the body. He grabbed him down low, but Banks just jumped right up on his guy and just grabbed him. There was no reason to do that.
And that was been a problem with him before.
And again, I'm overly critical of Banks, but it was a stupid play. It was on the opposite side of where the pass was going.
And I see the penalties, but I'm not going to overreact to that. It wasn't like they were yanking the guy's shirts off. I mean, they'll coach that up.
There is a flag here, and we'll see if it's going to be on Banks or on the Vikings. And I suspect because the way the refs are walking, it's on Banks. Illegal contact on Deonte Banks.
I wish I was caught up.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he's whining about, but you keep putting your hands on the guy the whole way down the field. I mean,
remember, Steven, 3 of our corners aren't playing today. All of them possible starters. So that was a nice play. Debo's out. Newsom's out. Newsom may start on this team, but Newsom and Debo are both, maybe the starting corners on this team.
Caleb Murphy is he's a big dude, but he looks bigger because he's wearing the number 33. A decent play by Newbin, but if he actually, that's going to be a penalty on Newbin. Who's that on? Newbin, to me, Newbin could have, if he was more aware, he could have played that ball. I don't know why he was so late. It might be on Minnesota.
Do they show the
It's on
replay
Minnesota.
on the Banks penalty?
I did see it 2 times. That was a holding penalty on Minnesota, so that's good. But I thought if Newbin was a little more aware, he could have played the ball, but he didn't.
Some of these penalties, and I'm going to sound like a homer. Some of these penalties are a little ticky tacky, if you ask me again. But again, I have to see it when I rewatch this in slow mo.
There was a pretty good replay there. The Minnesota holding penalty was on one of the offensive linemen as McCarthy's moving to his right. One of the Giants defenders got their shoulder pads grabbed up inside and was pulling him backwards. That's got to be on Minnesota. They stopped the play. False start on Minnesota.
What was the penalty on the Newbin play? Because that's where I am right now.
It was a holding penalty on the Minnesota offensive line.
That's odd. They threw it right where
yeah, it was way down the field, but then it was a holding penalty on.
That was nice coverage by Newbin. Newbin looks a little quicker to me this year. I think he lost weight. I think I read that. I think they said he looks a little quicker to me.
Yeah, 1st and 25.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I didn't think that Banks play, but again, I have to rewatch it. But I didn't think that Banks play. I thought that was a little ticky tacky. But I'm biased.
Yeah, and for me, here's the thing. You can say it's ticky-tacky, and other people can say I didn't think it was that big of a deal. But when you have a reputation of being handsy, which he does,
but he's got to play his game too.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is, until you show you're a better player and you're known for that kind of stuff, they just look for it. It's not anything new. It's the way it's always been. That was good coverage. I'm actually surprised the receiver didn't get kind of tagged there, but Hood was in good position, but I thought the receiver kind of pulled him at the end. Yeah, he did. He kind of shoved him. He put his hand on his helmet and threw him forward, but whatever. It's incomplete. I'm curious to see this Jack Kelly, who they're highlighting right at the moment here. They showed some highlights for BYU, but now cameras on him. I want to see what he brings to the table, because obviously special teams is going to be big for him, but it's been a lot of talk in camp that he's kind of stood out.
I got to check numbers, John. Some of these guys I don't know. I got to find out who that was. Oh, it's Nick Jones. I'm like, who is 31?
Wow.
I sometimes forget Nick Jones is on this team, to be honest with you.
All I keep hearing is Dick Jones from RoboCop.
Yeah, I'm where you were with Jack Kelly now.
Well, I don't know what mine went. It jumped, and then all of a sudden it came back, and the Vikings are punting. So, okay.
I see what people were talking about with Colton Hood there. I don't worry about Colton Hood playing the ball. That's one of his strengths. But that was a little bit underthrown too.
But Felton did shove him in the head.
Yes, he did. He did. Yes, he did. Is that bots? When we get that, that's got to be bots. There's no way that's.
No, it's 100% bots. Yeah. Then they blast it like 4 or 5 of them in a row. Yeah, Amber volunteered to be a moderator in here so that we don't have to do it. I might do that next time so I don't have to keep paying attention to it. But.
She's like stepping up to the plate.
Yeah, big time. Well, we did have a sponsor for our preview of it, and just since I've got a moment.
Stop juggling multiple apps to run your business. With Jamtech, landscaping, pool service, pet service, and waste hauling, companies can manage customers, schedule jobs, automate follow-ups, and grow with one powerful platform. Visit us at jamtex.com today. Jamtech. Simplified, streamlined, sustainable. Lock in your introductory pricing today.
Yay.
And we're punting. That's where I am right now.
Well, and again, I missed the play where I think Golson is the one who came through. It stopped, and then all of a sudden it was back and they were punting. I'm like, what the hell happened?
Well, again, I have to rewatch this stuff, and I know people are going to get a little like all those penalties, but I like the way the defensive backs are playing aggressive in their face. I mean, again, I'm remembering Shane Bowen's defense where guys were running free off the line of scrimmage, and see what happened on that third down play. The quarterback didn't have anywhere to go with the football. It wasn't like there's a guy who just automatically opened from the beginning of the play and he had to hold it and it was an incomplete pass. So I'll take these penalties as long as they're not stupid. And I know they hurt, but I'd rather play that style of defense where you're up in their face, challenging them. You're 100% correct, John. When you got a reputation, they're going to call. It's like the Dart thing. If he hits his head hits hard, they're going to put him in the tent now. But
Right.
But that's Banks and Newsome and Debo and Hood. That's the strength of their game. So I'm fine with them not getting the penalties, but playing that way and just clean that up a little bit more. But sometimes they're going to call it when it's kind of like, I thought that I have to go back and look at the first Banks one. I didn't see the replay of the first Banks one, so I can't comment on that but the second Banks one, I didn't think that was a penalty. But
so Jameis is in. I believe Barrios is at wide receiver. Fields is still at wide receiver, and he does make the catch on the first pass from Jameis. Fields, you made a comment a little while ago that likely has a different body style.
yeah,
he looks like a receiver, right?
Yeah.
Fields looks like he could be a tight end. Like he's a big dude.
That's why if you put the two of them next together and said one of them's a tight end, you'd probably guess Fields.
I really like what Fields brings to the table, though.
That's what I'm saying. What if he's our starter with Malik? That's a nice combo because then you got your big sort of like.
It keeps you big. It keeps you big.
Well, yeah, you can run the ball better, but you also got it's just a better complement to Malik. It's just and then I know I'm gonna probably regret this. I'm remaking the wide receiver room differently if Fields is starting. And I would have to think about that more, what that means. But if I'm Mooney and Slayton and Odell, you better start making some plays.
Well, let's reset the line. Azudu is at right tackle. Malinoa is still at guard. Hudson's the center. Stinney is at left guard, and Bo is still the left tackle. So now, Azudu is the right tackle. Malinoa is still in at right guard.
Now, Fields, to me, looked pretty quick on that for a big guy after catching that pass. And
yes.
I mean, that was some decent quickness for a big guy there.
And there's Theo Johnson with his first catch. It's interesting to see Azudu, which we heard was getting some time back at guard. He's back. He's out there right now.
Finley's already in there. Finley, the guy that rookie. I mean, I'm behind you guys, but if I saw that right, Finley's the fullback. That's kind of surprising. He's playing this early. Is that?
Well, I mean, there's not if you're going to play. You continue to play the offense you want to play.
Oh no, but yeah, what I'm saying is he just got in camp like a week and a half ago.
But who else is your fullback?
I know that, but what I'm saying is it's just surprising he knows enough of the offense already. I mean, he just got there. I mean, he's a rookie. He's a rookie who was playing. I mean, where did he go? He went to what's that school he went to? It's some rinky-dink school.
I'm not sure. I'll let you do that one. Eric Gray just took the hit up there. The reason why I say it's not as surprising to me is if you're going to keep playing your game and have a fullback, you're not going to keep playing Ricard.
No, I understand that. I'm just saying that he's not in he's in there now with these guys and not in the fourth quarter. That's what's surprising me.
Well, yeah, but I mean, who else are you going to play? You don't want to play Ricard, and you're not going to play one of your tight ends. I mean, I know what you're saying. I'm just saying.
I would surprise they're not playing enough more tight ends than have the backup fullback they just signed.
But it can't be. Well, it can't. Well, no, because
Missouri Western. I mean, anyways.
See, I
did. So you and I will just disagree in this.
I just
very surprising he's in the game in the second quarter.
I disagree from this stance. One, it's the fullback, not a tight end.
Right.
Two, he more than likely is only they're very specific plays. Block straight ahead on this run. That's it. Because he was back off the field right after that. So if you're going to use a fullback, you're not put Ricard out there in the second quarter of the first preseason game.
No, I know that, but
you just don't have anybody else. So just put the fullback and say block straight.
I'm just saying I'm surprised he knows enough plays to be able to do this.
There you go. I got you.
It's kind of cool that he's in there that early. That's actually a really good sign for him. In my mind, that's a really good sign for the practice squad for him, that he's actually in there. Slayton's in there. Yeah, somebody just said Eric Gray's in the game.
Malinois, I'm surprised Malinois is still playing at this point.
I'm surprised a running quarterback sneaks in the preseason.
No, there's your fullback again. He's back on the field.
Again, I know you like
and Turbo Miller's right behind him.
I know you like Jim Gaffigan. You know this bit where I just saw Heat. I want to talk about it. You ever hear him make that joke? I just saw Heat. And he's talking about being so far behind everybody else. Yes. And he's like, yeah, that movie came out years ago. Yeah, but I want to talk about it now. I'm talking about plays that just happened. Everyone's like, why is Eric talking about plays that happened like 3 plays?
Well,
so Beckham's about Azudu. I mean, I think Azudu's got a good chance to make this team.
Yeah, I mean, he's coming in as the first. He's playing right tackle at the moment.
Right.
Beckham is in the game. Just FYI. So you got Beckham. I believe Barrios. I think that's Mooney. I can't tell who's closest to this side.
Should have pushed the tush. Yeah, that would have been pretty. I would like to see that. I know they were working on that. I bet you. I wonder if Bobby Skinner got in trouble. Well, of course he was sitting in the stands, so the rules don't apply. But they weren't supposed to be talking about plays like that.
The thing that we talked about briefly at the beginning that we probably should talk about a little bit more. The fact that the Giants are down 2 centers already, which means Hudson's going to have to play a lot today. And then whoever else you're going to bring in at that point to play center. Now, you did pick up a guy just the other day, but, how much does he know of the snap counts and everything else and who's lining up where to be able to be the center? And then you've got Kubis, who's basically kind of transitioning into center. So Hudson's going to play a lot today, but as you start to take some of the other guys out, you start moving off those starters. The fact that Hudson's essentially your second or third string, depending on how you want to look at it, center who's starting, the more backup players that are playing next to him, the less you can cover up for any weaknesses that he may or may not have. So it makes it harder to judge that particular part or the offensive line in general once you start getting that deep and the mix of players that come in.
Right. But it's a great opportunity for Hudson. I mean, this is just a tremendous opportunity for him. I wish they showed a replay of that. I missed the sack.
He went forward.
Yeah, I saw he stepped up. But somebody was getting some decent pressure on him. It wasn't like a jailbreak or anything like that, but it was.
So looking at where we are, what we've seen, do you still feel like Beckham is going to A, be on this team, and B, is going to have an impact of some sort, at least early on?
He's going to have to do something at some point to make the roster. He hasn't done anything yet, but he just got in. So, but it's telling that he hasn't played earlier than this. It's telling to me that Fields has been playing this early. Fields started this game. Fields has been playing with the ones. Odell's gotten time with the ones too, but I think it's very telling that Fields is now there. Is there still room for Beckham on this roster? Perhaps, but again, that jumble. What did we say from the start? Malik Neighbors and Fields were both the only sure things. And this game has just reinforced that anyways. They're not going to cut Fields. He's a draft pick. They traded up for him. They're not going to cut Malik, obviously. Those two guys are the one. The question is who are the other four guys? So Beckham can't be the Parrot Harbaugh. Parrot can't just be a guy. He's got to be more than a guy. And if he's just a guy, he's not going to make this team. So he's got to do something in one of these upcoming preseason games, including this one, to me, to make it, or he's not going to make it. And then my prediction goes by the wayside. So,
indeed,
to answer your question, right now he's got to do something.
Yeah, we got to see something. See the new additions to my helmets here. I've got the Rams, their color rush alternative helmet. Washington, Philadelphia. I now have the entire NFC East taken care of, so I'm all set there.
I don't like the rest of the NFC East.
I know, but I collect them all. So.
There's no way in hell I would have a Philadelphia Eagles, Washington Commanders, or a Dallas Cowboy helmet in my house. It's not allowed. You can't have it. Sorry, I'm not going to do it. No. I'm not going to do it. You said you had a Commanders fan next to you. I got a Dallas Cowboy fan over there. I've got a Commanders fan this way. These guys are Cowboy fans too. Wait, I'm surrounded by Cowboy fans. No, there's no way in hell I'm having a Cowboy helmet in my house. Somebody says, "Nice, John." Somebody approves.
Thank you. Yeah, listen. It's a part of my collection. I collect them all.
This is Micah. This is the.
It's not a one-for-one.
It's not a given because Burials does other things for you.
So it's not a one-for-one. They're not the same thing.
So that's what I'm saying. And in Fields, that's where I'm getting at earlier with my discussion with John, because before you can kind of say, we prefer Burials, but because we have to have a veteran in here starting, we're just going to go with Banks and Austin. But in my mind, if Fields is your starter with Malik, then it's easier for you to justify keeping Burials because like John said, he's your slot and then he can do other things too. At some point, what I'm getting at is Fields starting makes it less critical for you to keep a Mooney or a Slayton or a Beckham. In other words, if Beckham's not like one of your top three receivers, why is Beckham on the team? So that's my answer to you, John. Beckham's got to be like one of the top three receivers, I think, to be on this team.
Yeah, I think you're right. Because regardless of how much he's grown and stuff like that, there's a whole lot that comes with him that if he's just a guy who's like fourth string, do you want all that extra stuff? Because there will be people who will comment. There will be, the Jamal Hills out there who will come out and talk about, God, you played Barrios. There's got to be some sort of racial component to it. So
I don't worry about that.
I do, because he does bring a lot of attention. And if he's just the guy and two other guys are the same thing, I don't need the extra. He just needs to have the extra on the field to give me a reason to stay.
Well, more than like the commentators, it's more the fans that are really, really big Odell fans. And they've been like, why is Odell not in there? If Odell was in there, we would have won the game. Because he wasn't in there, we didn't win the game. It's ridiculous. Harbaugh's an idiot. That I agree with you in that sense. But beyond that, if he's not one of your top three pure wide receivers, he doesn't do anything else. So, and if he's can't beat out like a Slayton or a Mooney, then he's just a guy at that point. Like I said, if he's just a guy, then I don't think he makes this. Because he's at the end of his career. This is it for him.
The Vikings had they was third and short. The corner missed the tackle, but there was an illegal shift on Minnesota, so they are backed up.
That was a nice hit by Micah.
Darius Alexander is back on the field. It's on a 3rd and 6 play. Trying to see the lineup. It's kind of hard to tell.
So far, my biggest concern so far is the run defense. If I was going to come out of here bitching about something right now, again, DJ Reader didn't play, Shelby Harris didn't play, but the start of the game to me with the run defense was not good. We're getting to the part of the game where we're just looking at more individuals than anything. But in terms of big picture stuff,
And they did it's now 2-minute warning. Darius Alexander did come back out, but they ended up not running the play. We'll see if he's still out there.
Oh,
so
got another spammer, just so you know. Sorry.
It is interesting that they are bringing some of these guys, back out, off and on, mixing depending on the down and distance on the defensive side of the ball, especially on the line. But that makes sense because that line is minus the guys who didn't play today. There's a whole lot that's in transition there of who can make this team and how are they going to be used. And if you don't have a lot of confidence after the first couple, it would make sense that guys like Alexander come back out on the field, mix it because you need to play them. So
they seemed the defensive coaching staff, when they addressed the media, they seem to be very comfortable with Darius's ability to rush the passer. But if I'm the Eagles and I'm watching this, and I'm the Cowboys and I'm watching this, or the Commanders, I'm like, we're going to run the football on the Giants, and we're going to make them stop us. So they got to get this. If the Giants don't make the playoffs this year, other than injuries and again the big being Dart, it's going to be the run defense. And to me, and again, they'll have to fix that next offseason. I don't want to think that way right now, but right now it's like, where do we get the reinforcements for the defensive line right now?
I agree. I 100% agree with you. I don't necessarily think that this game has any meaning to me beyond whatever. Just because some of the guys that we played, they're not going to be the guys that are going to be playing later for sure. Like together for sure. They might make the team, but they're not playing together. And the Giants are playing unbelievably vanilla on that side. Like they're kind of just moving guys around and not really doing anything. I would like to see, once you get Reader out there, who lines up where, how they're playing that run. But
it's going to be Alexander, DJ, Shelby Harris. That's your starting. But
I'm keeping my eye open for the waiver wire for a veteran that gets let go from another team.
Yeah. RD, in my mind, again, much comes down to Dart, but if they have a good run defense, this is a playoff team. And who in the NFC? I mean, you have your contenders in the NFC, like your top teams, obviously like the Seahawks. But I'm not even that sure what kind of season we're going to get out of the Eagles. I'm not scared of anyone in the Rams are going to be really good. The Seahawks are going to be really good. There are a couple more teams in the NFC, but everybody else is kind of grouped together. And you say, well, how can they make that jump? The Bears did it. The Patriots did it. I think the Giants can do that, but not if we can't stop the run. And again, a lot depends on Jaxson, so we'll see. But I love our linebackers, and I love our ability to rush the passer. But if they can't if they can't stop other teams from being in 2nd and 5 and 3rd and 1, we're going to be in trouble. That's what I worry about.
I hear you. And I hear you, Thunder Buddy.
I was addressing RD.
No, it's fine. But I just don't agree that it's as big of. There we go. We missed the initial sack, but got it. I'm not as concerned just because, again, the guys that we put on the field together as a group are not going to play together at any other time. So, and they were playing the number 1 offensive line for the Vikings. We had basically every backup except for Alexander on the defensive line. So we'll see. We'll see. I have my concerns, but
I didn't want him to draft him. But Dart, to me, Dart looks. If the draft was held last year all over again, Dart would have been the number 1 player picked. I've said that all along.
That was a nice rush on that play. We pushed the offensive line right back. Nice sack.
And our defense is not going to stink this year, other than possibly the run defense. Our linebacking group may be the best in the NFL, and it may not even be close.
Barrios with a nice return, but I do think the penalty might be on the Giants, though. Let's see.
Oh!
You're seeing the sack, I assume.
Yeah.
Let's see who the penalty
that was Barrios, right? Let me see the replay.
Harbaugh's mad, so it must be on the Giants. I agree. I think Barrios is on this team. I think the Thunder Buddies comment. Penalty was on.
Oh, it was Jack Kelly. Jack Kelly's on cause that sack. That was awesome.
I agree. I think Berrios is on this team. I think he's the gunner version of this season. But I think he actually, quite frankly, he brings more potential offensively than Gunner did. He has much more of a history of making plays in the passing game than Gunner had in his previous time in the NFL. So we'll see. But I do agree. I think Berrios is on this team.
In Vegas, Pete, again, right up the field. No dancing around. He just took it right up the field. Give me 5-6 yards right off the bat. Anything else you get after that is gravy. But don't do this dancing around back there. Did you see that, Jack? That was Jack Kelly.
I saw that he was in there. They missed the initial piece in it, but they still brought him down. Fedoni's in the game at tight end. Fields, Fedoni, Berrios is out there. I want to say that's Eric Gray. They still have Azudu, Mawanoa, Hudson, Stinney, and Bo are the offensive line.
What did the officials say about the penalty? I missed that.
I thought it was against Minnesota, or they waved it off.
I thought they waved it off, but I didn't hear why. Okay.
There's a quick pass from Winston to Beckham for about 6 yards.
Beckham, yeah.
There it is.
There it is.
It's all coming together.
I
really want to see Fedoni make a play. I want to.
Yeah,
see
so do I. He's been having a strong camp this past week. They said almost like a play a day in terms of like really tough catches. Oh crap! Someone says holding. Time for a boat trip. Time for a boat trip.
If there's a penalty, I didn't see it, but I did see a pass. I did see a pass completed to Eric Gray into the flat.
We'll always have our Eric Gray highlight when Daniel Jones hit him in stride.
Yeah, that was
a couple years ago? I think
it was the Detroit preseason game, I believe. Yes,
he was like the MVP of that game. He had a long touchdown run, and he had that. That was Eric Gray's highlight. That was the
He was this.
It was this game. Was that preseason game?
It was his Sean Bennett moment. And there's Gray.
Sean Bennett was a legend on BBI.
And who did he have a big game against in the preseason? Minnesota.
That I don't remember at all. That's going back a ways. Look at all that time in the pocket. That was a nice pocket.
And there's another completion to, I believe that was to Gray.
That was, look, I mean, we saw this a little bit last year too, but remember every preseason game when as soon as our second team offensive line would get in the game, it would be a jailbreak. It would be just like, forget it. Whoever was quarterback, as soon as the second team line, it was a disaster. That was a wall right there.
There's that previous play that you're talking about, they protected him the way that Jaden Daniels' mom protects him. No one gets near him.
A little weird with Jaden Daniels' mom, isn't it?
Is it? I mean,
creepy as hell.
There's a 1970s adult movie that says, "Hey, we have your story already written." Anyway, for those who know what I'm talking about. From my days working in a video store when I was a youngster.
Oh, do we have another Fields play coming up?
Yeah, he just had a nice low catch. Nice low catch.
So that's the other storyline. If you want to flip the script on this in terms of what's good, Fields doing well is a big deal in this game so far. So far, negative, it's the run defense. Positive, it's Fields to me.
And there's Jameis going to a wide open turf. I'm not sure.
Jameis experience.
I don't know who he was throwing it to on that one, but it's possible that he thought Berrios was going to do something else, but that was just a bad pass.
See, this is again, I think this is a good point. Earlier, RD was saying what receivers, again, likely to me is part of the receiving core. So Malik Neighbors, Fields, likely. Theo Johnson, my receivers aren't terrible at that point. Matter of fact, they're pretty damn good.
That was an inside draw on a third down late in the second quarter.
That may be what you and I were talking about to get the field goal guy out.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. They're bringing the clock down to.
They need to get a read on the kickers.
So that's
We
now,
talked about this.
So far, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, it's only been Saul's so far that's done any of the kicking. So I'm curious now, and I think it is going to be Saul's again, I believe. He kind of has a combination of Sean Landetta and Graham Gano kind of look. Okay. You know what I mean? Like with that mustache, but he's a little chunkier, so that's more Landetta. Like, I don't know. It's just kind of a combination. So I assume it'll be
definitely to set up the field goal. This is exactly what we're talking about.
I think it'll be Savada in the second half. It'll be he'll do all the kicking in the second half, which it's fine. Let him. I think that makes sense. Give them a good, this is your entire quarter, your half. I mean, you're going to do it, and then this is your half versus kicker on, kicker off, kicker on, kicker off, because it doesn't help the guys blocking either. And
so
it's
overall. This game's not bad. First preseason game. Some penalties we don't want. My big negative is, again, I know you're not on board with.
No, I agree that you have a point about how it was today. I'm just not taking long term from it.
Right. Well, it's different when DJ Reader's on the field, but we need somebody behind him. Fields is a big storyline to me in this. Likely in the Dart combination starting to click is a kind of a storyline, even though it was just a couple of catches, but he's looking for him in those situations. So I'm trying to think. The offensive line, not terrible with Brian Hudson in there. Tracy missed the blitz pickup. Trying to think what else in the first quarter. We didn't like that one play by Dart, the one that was a dangerous play.
Well, and to be fair,
he came bad and made that hell of a play on the touchdown throw.
And to be fair, I just thought it was a stupid play call. Like, it's so early in the game. People are like, "Oh, it's a wide receiver screen." You call it whatever the hell you want to call it. I don't care.
Right.
You haven't set anything up, so the defense isn't backing up. They're not.
The corner was too close. Yeah.
They're not coming up going, we got to stop the run. They're just getting settled in, and you're in a shotgun formation that when that snap happens, it's not like you're play action faking them at the line of scrimmage. The quarterback's getting the ball. He also doesn't have a running back next to him.
Right.
So it's either he's running it himself or he's throwing it. So that quick throw to the side, especially when you had two receivers out, meant you are drawing people over there.
Right.
It had no chance to begin with, but it was really a risky play. And then Dart, I thought, like you, he just got it and hurried and threw it over there. Thank God it just went out of bounds.
It's a teaching moment, but you could have been a disaster, like you said. Mooney was in there for a little bit at least. I'd be very curious to see how much he played and how much Slayton played, because neither one of them. But again, there's only so many snaps. There's only times you can throw. I'm glad they're throwing at Fields. I'd rather them throwing at Fields than throwing at Slayton. But Mooney, to me, has got to, like I said, an hour ago when we first started this. To me, Mooney's better start doing something. I want to see Mooney. I don't know what they're going to do behind Fields and Neighbors. I would think Austin's got a decent shot to make it based on the number of catches. Mooney's had a lot of catches. When I say catches in camp, I mean Mooney's had a lot of catches in camp too, but they haven't been like these noticeable ones that the writers are like, wow, he made a catch. You've seen some of that from Austin. You haven't heard. Mooney's been very quiet. Let me put it that way. He's had a very quiet camp, even though he has a lot of catches. And I was hoping to see something in this game, and we just haven't seen anything from him.
So a couple things I'll share coming up. I don't have set dates on any of these things just yet. I'm working through it, but I do have confirmation of them. The week after, so after next week, after the Giants play Miami, Gary Myers will come back on with us. I am working on John Schmelk coming back on with us. We couldn't arrange it ahead of time.
I'd love to get John.
And
just to tell him what a great job he's been doing.
Dan Duggan, we're going to arrange something in the near future with him. That being said, the thing that I'm actually pretty excited about, and I'm almost done with getting everybody lined up. I'm just waiting on one more person to confirm. But I had an idea of pulling together from the 86 team. I know a lot of people like 86. You know what? Live with it. It's a heyday. And
it's the 40th year anniversary too.
And for this particular thing, I thought it's different. It's different than what you normally get, because generally, even with us, we've got a lot of guys, and it's like it's one guy, it's a mainline guy, and you've heard him talk before and all that stuff. But I thought, how cool would it be if we could pull together the 86 secondary as a group and talk to them as a group? Because again, they know on that defense, everybody knows about the front seven, but they played an integral role in that. They are very physical run defenders. A lot about what the Giants did, that secondary had to do it. And there was some upheaval at the end of the year. So far, fully confirmed. I've got Perry Williams lined up. I got Mark Collins lined up. I'm almost done with getting Terry Kennard lined up, and then Herb Welch is the only one I'm waiting on. I'm waiting to get Herb Welch, but then we'll bring the four of them on together. Now, I won't say the other one that I'm trying to do. Eric knows it's unlikely, but I'm taking a wicked shot, so we're not even going to say who it is. But I am taking a shot.
No effing way you're going to be able to get that.
You're going to owe me big time when I make my way through and I get it. So what are you going to do for me if I get it? Because it's a big one.
I don't.
Just huge praise.
I don't know. Huge praise. I'll give you huge praise.
I am swinging for the fences.
You've gone down this path before, and I don't blame you. I'm not criticizing, but you had very high hopes in getting some people before, and I've been like, "There's no way in hell, John, you're getting that person." And again, it's not a diss on you. It's we don't have a big channel, and these are people that say no to like CBS and NBC and ESPN.
So you know how I feel about certain things. Though. I set them out. And
Dave Mecketson prison. No, it's not Dave.
He gets one
from prison.
He gets one call. I don't know he wants to talk to us.
Might.
But I like to set things out, and I like to take my shot at it. And there are two avenues to get there. I'm going through one avenue, which is a straightforward avenue that other people could do. And then there's a second one, because I just so happened to luckily in my other world, my day job, just happened to be talking about something, and they had a connection to the University of blank blank. And
you gave it away.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I not even close.
Oh, a smart person will be able to put this together right now.
I guarantee you're not going to be thinking the same thing, but that's fine. And when that happened, I was like, that's weird. And so I have two ways of doing it. So now I'm trying the second way as well. So we'll see. Yeah. I like to think that if you decide you want to do something and you put your mind to it, you can make it happen. And I kind of believe that.
All right. If you are able to do it, I want somebody else involved that's connected to that person also on the show at the same time.
Shut up.
That would be awesome. That would be so cool.
I'm trying to weird. Let me go through my media stuff and see what I got that I can play. That would be pretty funny for this this moment.
That would be, yeah. I need some sort of like DJ sound effect buttons. And that's what I need. I need that. I need something that spices it up. Yeah. Where are you getting that from? I need that.
It's on the media piece. If you look down below where we have the files and stuff, there's the thing called sounds, and there's stuff that's already there.
I don't know if I've got that.
You should. You have all the same stuff I have.
Are you talking about where settings is?
So if you look on the right-hand side,
yeah,
at the very top, there's the comment one, then banners, media.
Yeah.
If you click on the media and then scroll down, go down below all the videos that I've added.
All right. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay.
Now he'll be playing with it for the next
yeah. All right. Before this starts again, it hasn't started, right?
No, this is highlights. Okay. George Martin's back, and he's running down the sidelines.
Okay, I'll be right back. Bathroom break.
Oh, there we go. That's weird. It's just me. What do we got? What can we throw out there? I don't really have anything. I could replay the same ads that I've already done a couple times, but I'll save them for later. I love these old highlights of LT. Man, I miss those days. God. And Bavaro's the guy I've been trying really hard to get him. He's really hard to get a hold of, number one. Number two, he does not talk to many people. So yeah, I went from the shock top. I still have a workout I need to do today. So I was kind of like, oh shit, I don't know how many beers I want to do. So I went to Fresca and water. So I'm probably gonna stick with those for a little bit. Gary Reasons is another guy, and Brian Kelly amazingly lives nearby me. We exchanged messages at one point. I got to get back to trying to chase him down and get him on here. Yeah, I've been dealing. Every time I see the bots come in, I ban them as I go. But hopefully I'm doing it fast enough. I apologize. You can't stop it ahead of time. I don't know how the hell they pick and choose what they do. But yeah, then they just spam the chat. Yeah, my wife's gonna shit a brick when she comes home and goes, "Where the hell did those other helmets come from?" I'm like, "What?" Had a delivery of 3 helmets arrived today before the game. I'm like, "Oh, okay."
I could have been like the Naked Gun movie, and could have taken the mic with me into the.
Nice. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Whoops.
Oh, we have Vince. That was the Vince McMahon one. Oh, I like this. Why would we need a heartbeat though?
Well, it's for Deontay Banks.
Here, a punch and bounce.
Nice.
Okay,
Nice.
I won't keep doing that. I promise. It's a new toy. All right, so the game is not back on. I'm not behind you guys again. Okay.
No.
Problem is I can't have the comments up when I do that. I need the comments up. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. BBI.
Yes, thank you.
It's so funny. She must be like so annoyed sometimes when I'm like, I'll text her and she's like, "I'm in the car. I'm actually not with Eric right now." He's texting me going, "Where's John?"
Where the hell is John? We're supposed to be on in like 5 seconds. The hell is he? It's usually me. It's usually you texting me going, "Where the hell is he?"
I went with my new Bobby Boucher water t-shirt that I got. I'm working my way. I'm almost out of them. I mean, I'll rotate them, but I might have to get some new ones. I still like my Sex Panther one was pretty funny.
All my shirts are about 15 years or older. I don't have any new shirts. I
thought you would laugh at the old one I had when I did the Enrico Palazzo. It's the Enrico Palazzo World Tour. Yep. Most people are like, "Who's that?" And I'm like,
Palazzo. It's Enrico.
Oh, the umpire's Enrico Palazzo. Yeah, God, those movies crack me up.
All right. Any other takeaways, John? Anything else that sticks out to you or anyone in the comments that you want us to talk about? Yeah, that's actually, what do you guys want us to talk about that you caught, because you're seeing just as much as we're seeing?
Well, the Fields thing for me, one thing I really liked is he had a couple of catches. One was away from the body. One was down low. The last one from Winston was a down low catch. You know, again, he's a 6'5", 6'4", 6'5" wide receiver. If he can go down low, that's huge. I want to see him have more than just the jump ball stuff, and he's shown that. I think we've got ourselves a really good receiver and Fields that to build around.
And he can block. He's going to be a good blocker. And the thing that's kind of cool too is I like the catch where he quickly turned around and ran after the catch. He looked pretty quick to me like that. He wasn't lumbering.
Yeah,
And I heard people talk about that in college, that, they said that he's, that, and John Schmelk, actually, you're trying to get him on here. He talked about that. He was surprised with his ability to run a curl route and then, but quickly spin out of that and do some damage. And that was pretty quick for a big, he's 6'4", he's what, 220? I mean, he's a big target. So if you can spin around quickly and run like that, that's a good sign. And then, what we haven't seen yet is, in a way, we kind of did on that touchdown catch. That was a really cool. I can't wait to watch the replay of that touchdown catch. That touchdown catch was cool because of Jaxson Dart. That was a hard throw.
That's a hard throw.
That was a really hard throw. It wasn't just him. It was he was rolling to his left, and it was over decent coverage, and it was put exactly where he could make the play, and the defensive back couldn't make the play. That was a really good throw, but that size allowed him to come down with that. So that's really exciting. I thought our Darius Washington played pretty well early on.
Yeah, agreed.
I thought Deontay Banks' tackling, I think there were 2 plays that I saw him come up. The early one that you mentioned, but I think there was the second one.
And I think you have to include Chauncey Golden in the first half. He played pretty well for the role that he's in. Showed that he can play because he's playing outside now. He's not a defensive lineman per se. He was playing outside linebacker, and he did pretty well.
Now, it was posted earlier. I did not see it, but somebody said that Odell was wide open on the Fields play in the end zone. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's something I definitely want to go back and look at as well too.
They showed real quick on the sidelines. So the Giants are going to be getting the ball first, but on the sidelines, I believe the wide receiver coach talking to Odell about some stuff right now. And Odell's fully helmeted and everything. So I think Odell's going to come back out with the offense here to start the third quarter.
Do you find we're spending too much time on the wide receivers because I think we're going to be.
Oh, it's important. It's an important group. I mean,
I think we're going. No, I don't mean as criticism of you because I'm doing it just as much as you.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be more tight end centric, which is why I want to see Fedoni and Tanner Connor. But if you are, what I was going with this is, what are you leaning towards at the wide receiver group? I mean, where do you after the first two? What are you thinking? You think Berrios is making it, right?
Yeah, I think he has to. He's your punt returner. That seems pretty solid.
Are you keeping Slayton and Mooney? Are you keeping them both?
Well, they're the same guy. You know, I mean, I don't know. Like, I kind of feel like the Giants are looking at guys in. I lumped them in a group, but in reality, I think they're kind of sections of a group. And I think Mooney, Slayton are on that same section. And it's like when you get a choice of guys, you're like, oh, I get a receiver from column A, I got a receiver from column B, and a receiver from column C, but I can only keep one from each of those columns. I think Mooney and Slayton are in the same column. You're keeping one, you're not keeping both of them. But the problem is neither one has stood out.
Whoops, I didn't mean to do that when I meant to hit that. That just popped up in front of me. Wait a minute, I was trying to get the comment from.
That's all right. Hold on.
Where did it go? I was trying to put up someone's comment here. Wait a minute.
Here, I just changed it. So you could change.
Anyway, there was a comment about Abdul Carter. There were two on here I wanted to post. I don't know where it went. There it is.
See, I hate that.
Abdul's not a big guy, but the problem he's got right now, and you saw it in the other day with the interview when he sat down with the other guys. Arvell, Kayvon, and Burns are just bigger, longer guys. So when you stand next to them, you don't look big either. That's part of it. And Tremaine and Arvell in particular are really big. So some of this is going to be he's standing next to the wrong guy.
So Azudu's right tackle. Falele is the right guard.
Okay.
Hudson, I believe, is still the center. Stinney and Bo are still left guard, left tackle.
Like, I need to pay attention because I stopped paying attention here. All right, I'm at second 11. That's how far back.
We're punting. I didn't like the Winston pass on to Odell. I thought it was a quick bad throw right away, too low.
Yeah.
But it is interesting though that they're Azudu, Stinney, Hudson is still playing. Stinney, Bo are there, so Falele now is the right guard. So
what an opportunity for Brian Hudson, though. I mean, it's just a really big game. I'm gonna really like to go back and rewatch how he played, because if they're comfortable with him, then Lucas Patrick's an older guy near the end. I mean, this is a tremendous opportunity for him.
That was a great punt. And Dalen Combre with the tackle. Yeah, no, you're 100%. The other thing with it too is that JMS has been hurt a lot. He gets dinged up often.
All the time. That's my biggest knock on him now. It's not so much his play; he's just always hurt.
It's another reason why I think not only is the opportunity there for a guy like Hudson, but a guy like Stinney who could play center. Because you know when that first guy it potentially gets dinged, you can't carry two backup centers. He has to play another position. So if Stinney can come out there and play pretty well at guard and show that he belongs there, but can also play center, that's a huge help to you, and it helps make your decisions elsewhere easier.
Has Stinney played center with us before, though?
I thought we
Maybe-
did in camp last year
Okay.
a little bit, but I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I know he has experience at
No, you
center.
might be right. I just don't remember him. I mean, he probably has. I just don't remember it. But I'm old now, and I don't remember things as well as I used to.
Yeah, because I'm unbelievably young.
Yes.
Just-
Odell was open on every play.
that's right.
Yes. You can't.
cover him.
Yeah, that was a nice tackle by Cambray. This is the other guy. If you're going to keep him, and I'm not saying they're going to, but if there's a path for him, it's again, I think Fields doing better opens up the door for somebody like him because, again, the argument for keeping the older guys was, well, Fields isn't ready. But if Fields is ready, then your argument for keeping the older guys goes out the window. So, I'd hate to be like Cambray. You cut him, and some other team picks him up, and you see him have a long career someplace else as a special teams ace. And
but that's a huge stretch.
I know. We've seen things like that happen before, though.
It's one of those things you can't make a decision based on what potentially could be maybe with a guy that was an undrafted free agent. Almost had looks like Joe Shane's going to be in the booth when they come back on. Had almost no offensive playmaking in college.
None.
So
but he's been being really good at camp, and the Harbaugh's noticed him. So do you keep him or Beckham?
I mean, well, see, again, I don't know that they're one for ones. You know what I mean? Like
they might be.
I still think it's another position that could see somebody coming from another team later, if they feel they need to.
I'm
tight end alleviates some of that though. If the Giants go 4 tight ends with a fullback, now you need one less wide receiver.
Yes, correct. But I want to see some of these other wide receivers do something. Mooney, Slayton, Beckham. At least Beckham's got a couple of catches in this. But somebody do something else. Again, I think it's a little late in the game now for Mooney and Slayton to be playing. But next week, they got to start making some noise at some point. It's been a pretty quiet camp for both those guys. Slayton, how many times have you heard Slayton and Mooney's name being mentioned? I haven't heard it.
I mentioned him only in the one where he didn't do the block coming back to his own goal line. He just stopped Slayton, which was smart. It was a great move because if he had blocked, it's a penalty.
Yeah.
It was really smart of him not to. But that's the only time I actually even noticed him on the field.
Right. But I'm talking about aiming in camp when you're hearing who's making the plays and who's not. It's like Slayton's not making a lot of plays. Mooney's not making a lot of plays. You hear Austin every now and then. It was more early.
There we go. Who's on? Let's see who's on there.
As comparison, we've noticed Fields. Now, Fields has been out there. They're throwing him the ball, but he's made plays when they've done it. So we like what we see. You generally want your players to be making some plays out here at some point.
Golston's on the field still. I thought I saw Bobby Jamison Travis out there.
I'd like to see some Bobby Jamison Travis play. God, I'm looking at our defensive line backups, John, and it's not good.
Oh, well, we just made a jump on a ball and totally missed it.
I'm still on a commercial.
I did not see who that was. I think it was 23. It is funny to see a chubby 97 out there and it's not the same guy. Not the same guy.
See, this is something that I was talking about. So Cy tweeted out his positives. The second one was the one on Malachi Fields, obviously. Coverage looks tight on third downs, not a lot of separation in the secondary. And that's what I saw too. I like the coverage of the secondary. Just there wasn't a lot of spacing. And again, like I said, I'll take some of those penalties. I don't like them, but I'll take it. He said Francis Mauigoa doesn't make it look pretty, but he is not getting beat. He's creating movement, displacing his man, and staying attached. He did not like the penalties. He did not like the defensive line play against the starting offensive line of the Vikings, and he thought the pass protection looked leaky at times.
It's 2nd and 7.
Oh, man. When you said they didn't make the play on the ball, I didn't know they had completed it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, now we just left the guy wide open. So this is to be expected to a degree, considering how short we were with corners already. If the Giants pull Banks and Hood, which it looks like they did.
Yeah, you're going to be down to Corey Black and Art Green, which there are opportunities for. But then you've got behind that, you got guys that they've just been signing off the street lately. What is it? It's
And feel free to put in chat whatever. I don't have the sound on, so whatever Joe Shane is saying, but I can see him talking. So
yeah, but before you guys flip out, if JT Woods, Amadi, and Webb are getting burned, they are not making the team, and it's highly unlikely that again, the top 3 of the corners aren't even playing in this game. Newsom's not playing, and Debo's not playing, and Phillips is not playing. So we ran into this last year where people were bitching and moaning about something it might have been the defensive backs again. And it was like the guys that they were complaining about weren't going to make the team. So we're going to get to the point here where 3 of these guys were signed within the last week, and they were signed because other people got hurt. So I'm trying to get ahead of this, John.
I see ahead of this. I saw they were running a bunch of Odell highlights, so they're obviously doing that while talking to Shane. So that's interesting that they went that route.
Who's 28? When I see 28, I think it's.
Well, I know.
Oh, that's Elijah Campbell. That's a safety. He's a special teams player.
Looks like it's gonna be 3rd down.
God,
I saw Zach Pickens was on the field, so we're kind of deep in the backups. Yeah, I still think. I mean, there's going to be some teams. Cut down is differently now. Cut down is that all of it is done at the end of the training camp versus stages like they used to do. But I do think teams are going to release some veteran players earlier, giving them opportunities to go somewhere else. And the Giants are going to be on the lookout. If they see a vet defensive tackle or a corner that they might want to bring in, I think the Giants, they're going to be looking in that direction.
They're way down. I mean, I see Barnes Barnes is in that linebacker. I mean, they're way down in the they're playing 3rd string guys now.
That could have been it was a little early and hit him in the head, but that's okay. I totally forgot that Carson Wentz was still playing and he was on the Vikings. So he's in the game right now. And they are going for a fairly long field goal, 54 yards. Do you remember back in the day, 54 seemed like, oh man, you were lucky if it even got to the goalpost, let alone
going through. Yeah, never. I mean, it's just
now it's for it's second nature. And it's good. So it's 10-6.
10-6. It's crazy what's happened to field goals in a relatively short period of time. I mean, it's insane the distance that these guys get now. I mean, it seems like every other week now somebody's hitting like a 60-yard field goal now in the regular season. It's crazy.
Yeah, and 9 times out of 10, it's against the Giants.
Oh, yeah, that's a given.
I mean, every freaking time I've seen one where you're like, wow, that's going to be an impossible kick, they make it, and it's against the Giants. Cowboys, Philadelphia, Carolina, hell, Minnesota back in 22 in the regular season. It's just crazy. These guys just 60-yarders against the Giants. It's like just give up. Go ahead, it's yours. And then we can't make a 25-yard. So they.
That's not even that. They can't even. Our kickers will kick the turf.
We don't have a kicker.
Well, he'll be on IR. I mean, he'll be like inactive because he got hurt in the warm-ups or something like that.
But he won't be inactive. He'll actually be hurt after you already put your inactives in.
Yeah, correct. I misspoke there. He'll be in the warm-ups. We should mention this. This is a really good opportunity, though, for Corey Black and Art Green. The other guys, again, the guys that don't have a shot at, I don't think are Sam Webb, Amadi, this JT Woods, who was a safety. Now they have playing corner. That's how, because they've got they've got a bunch of guys hurt right now this week. They're not seriously hurt. They're just not, they're being careful with them. Newsome, Adebo, and Phillips are not playing. Banks and Hood started. And so now they're down to playing Black, and I assume Art Green's out there. But at some point in this game, you're going to get those other guys, and they were just signed. So I'm kind of hoping Corey Black and Art Green actually play most of the rest of this game, but we'll see. Safeties kind of seems to be interesting, though, because I think you kind of got your first four: Newbin, Holland, Pinnock, and Washington. Did Pinnock play? I don't remember even seeing him.
I didn't see him.
I think he played, but I don't remember seeing him. He must have played. I don't think they've got a spot for a fifth safety, but maybe they go with Campbell if they really want a special teams player. But I don't. Campbell was out there before on this last defensive series. I saw that. The defensive line is just a mess. I mean, if they're playing guys like Pickens, I mean, Christ, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Josh Tupou started with Lecky Fotu and Alexander. Those were the starters because they sat Reeder and Harris. Pickens is in there now. I assume Jamison Travis is in there. Marlon Davidson and Anquan Barnes. I mean, it's just, maybe somebody will surprise us, but
I think that was Turbo Miller on the return. They came back late. The return was already underway when they got back. It looks like Allen's in at quarterback.
Yeah, to confirm what somebody just posted in chat, they said Shane did say he was impressed by the way Beckham looks.
Allen with a horrible interception. First pass and just right to the middle linebacker.
Oh, Allen's in? I missed you saying that.
Yeah. Oh my God. That was, I don't know who the hell he thought he was throwing it to, but that was bad.
Say goodbye, Allen. Not that he was going to make it anyways, but
so he does play action, turbos in the backfield, throws. I mean, he doesn't see the linebacker at all. And I didn't see the receiver he was trying to go to, but I mean, he
was looking at OBJ, said Art.
And literally paid no attention. And you can't see past the line. It's a big line. The linebacker's sitting right there, but you got to be smarter than that. You can't think that the pass in the middle of the field is going to be that open to a guy without something there. That was a bad for him. He's supposed to be very, like, you don't count on him to be a great passer, but he's supposed to be very smart, a potential coach down the road kind of thing. That was kind of a really
we're at the part of the game where I don't get mad if we lose or win. I'd like them to win, but I don't get mad if we lose or win.
Sure.
I'm looking at individual players right now, and Allen's not going to be on this team. He might be on a practice squad, but he's not going to be on this team.
But you can't evaluate some of the
players. But I'm not going to get overly upset about this stuff.
That kind
I
of
don't want it to happen, but this is where, again, sometimes you see fans start throwing a hissy fit about Falele still out there. Falele is still out there.
He'll probably, I would think, play the bulk of this, at least the third quarter. Evan Neal, we haven't seen yet. It was interesting to see when he gets on the field.
74, 48, 64 Stinney.
That's not good. I keep wondering why you're saying that. I'm like, who are you talking about?
Yeah, I know.
You're behind. I'm sorry. My bad.
I'm just trying to see who's out there.
You're not going to like the run defense anymore on this group than what you saw earlier. But
I'm more curious to see who's out there. If you can read off names, if you can see them.
Yeah, it's kind of. Hold on. Let me see. And we got some of the guys from earlier. So Jack Kelly's out there. 90 is that Fotu is out there.
Nick Jones is out there in the secondary.
Yeah, Bobby Jamison Travis is in there. Black is out there. I said Kelly already. Who's 46?
That's what I was just going to look up. I don't know who 46 is.
Is that Barnes?
Wait a minute. Yeah, it's Barnes. He's not
Okay.
making the team either. Well, I don't think he's making a team. If he
Yes.
does, it would only be because of special teams, but I don't. He played one game last year. I think it was against the Eagles late in the year where he had
nice.
a ton of tackles.
But Fotu just had a nice play. He almost intercepted the ball. Good pass rush by 54. Dart's being interviewed now by Bruce Beck.
That's Khalid Kareem.
He had a good rush. He had a good rush, and that forced the pass, and Fotu almost had an interception.
He's been getting mentioned in the training camp reports by John Schmelk. I don't think he's well. They could use another outside linebacker depth wise because they've got 3, but they could use a 4th.
I like Murphy. I like Murphy. I kind of hope he makes the practice squad. I like him. Wentz had all day to throw there. Good coverage though, and a flag. Come on,
Who's out on the field?
It's preseason. It's a board. Oh, Mawanoa comes over to get involved in the interview. It's preseason. Do we really need to call it that touchy on a play that whatever? Come on, NFL. You got to know that.
So Bobby Jamison Travis is out there. He's a big
Yes.
man, isn't he? He's a big man.
He's a big dude.
He's way bigger than Lucky doesn't look his size. Lucky looks very thin.
He's much taller though.
Yeah. Oh, again, I'm reacting to stuff that already happened.
We're now 1st and goal.
Oh, so we didn't stop him here.
Well, we stopped him on that run though.
No, I'm behind where the defense.
No, I know. No.
So
They did stop on the play that's a pass to the end zone, but they call a penalty. It didn't really go back and show the highlight for me to look at it again. I thought it was pretty ticky-tack to call, but whatever. Defense stood up there. Looks like that. I didn't get this. That was Murphy right there. Nice. I think Harbaugh's not going to be very happy with. There's a nice tackle in the backfield. Harbaugh's not going to be happy with the penalties, which is something they're going to.
No, but I'd like to see that penalty that you were just talking about again too. I hope they're not going to replay because they're interviewing Dart. Crap.
See, good. Again, 54 blew up the line, and then Jack Kelly cleans up for the tackle in the backfield. So that's
Khalid Kareem again.
Yep. So 2 downs, and Kareem came through the middle of the line, really blew it up. And then Kelly cleaned up, so it's now 3rd and goal on the 2-yard line.
So you're saying, wait, so that was Corey Black. Yeah, I didn't think it looked. Again, I have to see it. Like John said, I don't know. They're calling this awfully tight for
a 3rd quarter preseason game.
Yeah.
Minnesota's taking a timeout on their 3rd and goal play.
No, somebody stopped the momentum. I know, again, I'm 2 plays behind you, but that guy looked like he was going to score a touchdown in that run. So who hit him there?
Which play are you talking about?
The
now?
one, the 1st and goal run where you said they stopped them. I'm trying to see who.
Yeah, I believe it was Caleb Murphy that stood him up in the middle of the field.
Yeah, it was 38. It looks like. Is that who?
Well, 38's Black, but I thought 33 was right in there with him. But maybe it was Black, but I thought Murphy was in there too.
Again, I just saw a flash of a number. Maybe I didn't see it right.
And then the next play is Kareem, and then Jack Kelly cleans up with the tackle. So now it's 3rd and goal, back out of timeout.
Yeah, I think you're correct. I think it was Murphy.
And Giants with a nice goal line. Oh, are you kidding me?
What?
Another penalty.
On us?
Yep, pass interference on 23. I'll have to go back and see the highlight of it. I mean, it wasn't a good pass at all. All right, he chucks him on the line, holds him, hold up. That That's a bullshit call. That come on. For what it was, seriously, for what it was at this time of the game in the third quarter of a preseason game, you're calling that pass interference? You've got to be kidding me. I mean, get something to do. What the that? I mean, come on.
There we go. Bullshit.
Yeah, I mean,
bullshit.
And I don't even care that it's on the Giants. If it were the other way around, I'd still be like, that is, come on. That's so ticky-tack for what it is. And it's a third quarter of a preseason game.
Shitty call. Boo. Hiss. Boo. Bullshit. Bullshit.
It was bad.
I haven't even seen it yet. I'm just getting on board. Bullshit. Well, all right. So again, people are going to say, stop saying.
And there's
I don't have a problem with the penalties, especially if they're borderline. I don't.
There's a touchdown.
Well, they weren't going to hold it.
Well, it was a pass over the top of Black. It's a really nice catch. Wentz puts it over the top. Black had no chance.
6 shots at the end zone at the 1 yard line. They were going to get it eventually.
They had no chance to stop that play.
Wait, that was the call?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, come on.
Now you see.
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus Christ. Do you see his reaction? Do you see Art Green's reaction? Wait, here's a replay. Wait, let me see this. The guy fell down.
That's a heck of a catch.
Oh, that's bullshit. Oh, that's terrible. You got to be shitting me. I mean, no. That's ridiculous. That's bullshit. Come on, these are guys that are struggling to make the team, and you're going to call that? Why don't you horse shit?
And it's, I mean, if you really look at it too, it's one of those things where you could be like, if the ball was really close and he had put his hand on him and he couldn't get his arm up, and you'd be like, yeah, okay, I'm going to call that.
I don't see anything there.
There was so nothing happening to you to call that. It's why the NFL gets such a bad rating as far as like its officiating piece. It's so inconsistent, and at a moment when it's a third quarter of a preseason game, and in a preseason game that you're so deep into the roster right at the moment that some of these guys are just doing anything possible to even make the practice squad, and you call that penalty where I thought he played it as well as he can play it.
Yeah, you can't defend this touchdown pass either. That was perfect. That's throwing that cat. You can't defend that. That's good coverage. You can't defend that. I don't have a problem with Corey Black and Art Green on this series. I'm sorry. That was bullshit. I keep those 2 guys in there and I have them play the rest of the game, give them the experience, because they're the 2 guys with an outside chance. One of them has an outside chance, and Art Green's a really good special teams player. I play those 2 guys, and I'm sorry, I'm not marking them down for this series. That was bullshit.
I agree. But I'll take him.
Now, maybe we'll see Zaveda kick a 60-something yard field goal to send us to overtime.
That would be nice.
I know we're in the third quarter. I know it's.
Hold your water.
Get your Inside BBI merch at insidebbi.printify.me. Get your merch today for the dog and all of us.
Yeah, that was bad. That was a bad one. Did not like that.
They did get hosed. They got hosed. That was BS. Let the players play. Yes.
Your sounds are loud.
Hey, you'll be proud of me. I just got a texting app put on his computer. So
What?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I may not have it.
The walls in the 16th precinct are bleeding. It's raining cats and dogs. Cats and dogs are living together. Mass hysteria.
Mass hysteria.
Eric has texting.
I'm texting in a way, kind of.
For those of you who don't know, literally the world just cracked open somewhere around here. That is a huge step forward.
Yes, it's just I'm making progress. We just got a phone. No, we don't use the wireless anymore. We don't use a telegraph. Yes.
Oh my God. Yeah.
But the only downside of this texting app is it only supposedly, I think, works with iPhones. I don't know why it won't work with an Android. I don't know. That's what I'm being told right now. I don't know why. It's an app on my computer. It's because my son and daughter got ticked off. They don't email. They don't use it. They're like, what is an email? That's what I saw my son's email inbox one day, and it had like 100 or 200 emails in it. And it's like, why don't you answer your emails? And he's like, no one uses email, Dad. I'm like, what are you talking about? So I can't get a hold of my kids unless I have some sort of texting feature, basically.
And apparently you got that one from Lithuania. So you've got it works with Apple, and it's weird because it's only green apples. So
Yes.
it's odd. Just, whatever.
I don't know.
Every text activates a sleeper cell somewhere. You don't even know what the hell's happening.
No. Somebody's knocking at the front door right now. Excuse me.
All right, so let's reset. Evan Neal.
Neal.
We have an Evan Neal sighting. He is on the field.
Evan Neal is in the game.
Jake Kubis is at center. Neal is the right guard. Azudu is the right tackle. Falele's the left tackle, and the left guard, and JC Davis is the left tackle.
But the problem is Allen's still at quarterback, I'm sure, right?
Well, we don't have anybody else unless Dart and Winston goes back in. you know they're so pissed if Winston's back on the field. Be like, dude, come on, for the love of everything holy. But we trust Allen enough that we've gone run, and let's
just run behind Neal and Falele right now. Just run.
For Neal being as big as he is, he still looks, I don't want to say thin, but he's very angular for as big as he is.
Yeah.
I feel like he's lost some of his base, like what he used to be. I just don't know. I just don't see. That guy from college, you just don't see it in the pros. I don't know what it is.
It's just a damn shame. You get that pick
so
high in the draft. Everyone's consensus number one offensive lineman in the draft. I know the other two guys were there, but Neal, generally speaking, was the number one guy, and he's not even. He's a third teamer at this point. He's probably going to be out of the NFL soon.
So he did pretty well picking up the stunt there. Falele got burned. Allen had no idea what to do. Yeah, Falele got burned right off, and he turns and runs to the outside. And I thought J.C. Davis moved his guy outside decently enough, but when Allen spun, he spun right into the sack. But Falele got beat at the snap.
That's not good.
The guy jumped inside of him immediately.
Well, that's not good. He's playing against backups. That's not good.
Yeah, I would say that was a disappointing series for Falele for sure.
They tried to run the ball though. I mean, they got a decent gain on that first carry, but the second carry didn't go anywhere. So
here's something interesting. Malachi Fields was just on the field covering that punt.
Oh,
he was just involved in the tackle, which I'm surprised. Not surprised, but not surprised, right? Like you want guys who can do lots of. Hey, LT played special teams back in the heyday. I mean, it wasn't like he was on some of the coverage teams. He was a gunner on the punt team early on in his career, so it's not unheard of. But I would think with the wide receiver depth, I don't know how much I want to risk Fields in the third quarter of the first preseason game playing special teams coverage.
Yeah, that was ugly, that sack. Wait, let me see here this again.
Yeah,
that wasn't on JC Davis. You don't expect the quarterback to drop like that. I mean, he ran backwards into that sack.
It also wasn't Neal. It was Falele that got beat. Neal did a good job. He actually pushed the defensive tackle out wide, and then he picked up the stunting defensive end coming around. Neal did his job. Daniel Falele was beaten off the snap. He's the left guard. Neal's the right guard. I thought Jake Kubis did okay at center on that that snap, but that was a bad play for Falele. That does not look good.
That was bad. That was not a good play by him.
and especially based on what you said earlier, who you're playing against says a lot. When you come down in competition, you can't have plays that bad for you as a veteran, as a guy that started games in this league, and you're getting beat by second and or third team defensive tackles off the snap. Like it wasn't even like, it was a long play that developed and they finally got by you. He beat you from the get-go.
Yeah. See, Cy just tweeted out, sack was officially gets charged to JC Davis, but that was on left guard Daniel Falele. That's what I just said too. That they're going to blame Davis on that, but you don't expect your quarterback to be that deep. And he was that deep because he was scrambling away from the pressure.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's not on JC Davis. That's one of those things where PFF will say JC Davis gave up a sack. That wasn't on Davis.
And that's not to say that Davis had the best block. He just kind of was taking his guy outside. Allen spun right over to him. He had no choice because Falele, it was a sack
either way. He doesn't expect him to be there. He's running him past the pocket. He doesn't expect him to be there. So, yeah.
And it was going to be a sack no matter what. It's just a matter of, was it the defensive tackle or the defensive end that was going to get it? I really like Arvell Reese, man. I am so happy that choice came through. I think he's just going to be just quite the player. I'm only saying it because they had Arvell Reese on the screen. Sorry.
I would like to see more of him, but I'm glad, again, he's one of those guys I just don't want him to get hurt. I know he's got to play, but I also don't want him to get hurt. Did they say what that penalty was? I missed the penalty on the punt.
I missed the penalty. I apologize. Okay. Oh, careful we don't get a penalty here. Who is
again, just to reiterate. I don't think that was on Davis.
Darius Alexander is back on the field. So just saying, yes. And I don't know what was going on there, but he wasn't happy with whoever was engaging with him. It is interesting that he keep putting him out there. Maybe they want the leadership piece. They're giving him a chance and they're moving him around, but that was him on the previous play. I don't know if he's still on the field, but
let's see if there's any other tidbits from Cy real quick. He agreed with me about Davis.
Bobby, that was Lane. I was gonna say Bobby Lane. That was Lane that came up and made the tackle there. It was Dick Night Train Lane could have made that tackle.
And FYI, while we're on here, Cy is still writing the game reviews. So after this game, Cy's review will probably be up. We're on a Saturday. I'm guessing Monday. Cy's review of this game will be up on Monday and his take on all of this. And let me see anything else from Cy real quick. Starting quarterbacks. I already read what his halftime impressions were. Nothing.
Corey Black is consistently in the vicinity of the ball. I don't know that he always knows where it is, but he was on this play. He turned around. Again, they could have called the receiver grabbing him, but that was a good defensive play by Black.
Yeah, I think he's got definitely a chance to make the practice squad, and I think he's got an outside chance at the roster. I think they can. There's a spot there for a fifth corner. It's probably between him and Ark, unless they really surprise us and get rid of a Debo or something like that. But I don't think they're going to go that route.
I don't think you can.
No, I don't either. I don't.
I mean, so. I'm not saying I think he's great or should be. I'm just saying they're pretty thin. If you do that, you're either finding somebody else who's not currently on the roster,
right? And
that's always possible. That's always possible.
Aditi, I always pronounce her name wrong. Aditi Kinkhabwabwa. Just try that again. Have another drink, Eric. Aditi, I'm going to say Aditi with CBS Sports. She used to be a beat writer for the Giants years ago. She was at camp this week, had a conversation with Harbaugh, which was a good interview. But she also talked to a co-host in the studio, and she said, this according to her, she said the Giants like their top four corners. She said they're more comfortable with them than people think. So, and obviously the top four are Debo, Banks, Newsome, Hood. So I think those 4 guys are it. It's whether who the 5th guy is at this point. And that's why this is a big game for Corey Black. This is a big game for Art Green.
So Azudu is still just checking to make sure Azudu's the right tackle. It looks like Neal, right guard, Kubis, then Falele, Davis. Fedoni was the tight end on that play. Finley was back at fullback. I believe that was Dante Miller. I think that just got the call on the carry. I saw Ryan. Is it Ryan Miller, the receiver?
Yes.
He was on the field.
Yeah, Cy's been good on that new podcast he's on with Giants Insider was pretty good. That was informative. We're lucky we have him on BBI still. I said years to him that he's due for bigger and better things someplace. So any year we have him still coming on and doing draft preview stuff, the game reviews, that's awesome.
Agreed. Sorry, I'm just responding to somebody. I will say, not that they're not anyway. You know, we talked about this like sports wise. Like for me, life has changed for me greatly over the years. Where when I was younger, I mean, every sport across the board, I had some team that I followed pretty closely. I pretty much don't care that much. I mean, I care like from a very exterior kind of standpoint for some teams, but I don't watch many of the other ones. I've just got so many other things going on. I just don't. I used to love preseason games. I'd watch any preseason game I could. Any football game, I didn't care. I was watching the NFL. I watched a couple plays here and there last night on a couple of games, and then I switched it, and I was because I had a bunch of like work stuff that I was going to work on.
Right.
So I put on like reruns of Night Court, and I was working on my stuff. Why? Because I'm like the preseason games are so hard to watch after you're just like, who are these guys?
I had the same reaction. So I turned the games on after the starters had already left, and I said to my wife, I said, I can't watch this if it's not the Giants. I said, if it's not the starters, I'm like, I don't even know who these guys are. I mean, I guess if it was some high draft pick out there, I would watch it, but I agree with you, John.
And they don't, it's weird too. It's very bad play overall. And I don't know, the games themselves just become, the broadcasts are so hard to watch. They just so much other crap that they do during it now is when they know it's preseason too, but it's just, I don't know. I couldn't really get into any of it. I was like, okay. I'll probably next weekend is a little more important because a lot more of the starters play teams. Yeah. Is 37 the undrafted rookie running back?
Yes, I believe so. Let me see. Yes. Damon Bankston.
All right. Who just made that catch?
I don't know if it's true, but I saw some tweets that some of our ex-Giants that went to Tennessee didn't do so hot. I don't know if that was true or not, but somebody said Flott didn't play particularly well. I don't know if that's true. And they said there was one of the Titans, Wandale. I think they said Wandale didn't play particularly well, but I don't know if any of that.
Just so you know, Odell Beckham is back on the field.
Okay.
At wide receiver, Allen's the quarterback, Miller, Beckham, and I think is it Gibson?
Oh, Xavier Gibson?
Yeah, I think, is he 88?
Yes.
Then he had the catch previously, and Allen is going deep and picked off again.
Oh, you're shitting me. Are you shitting me? He
had no chance of completing that pass. I think he was forcing it to Beckham. I'd have to go. I got to see the.
Oh, that's two times he's tried to throw a Beckham, and both times he's.
And he went down the field this time. Beckham, I'm pretty sure it was Beckham.
Now I'll get Jameson back.
Oh no, it's Miller. It's Ryan Miller. Miller was solidly covered. He throws it down anyway, and the safety just comes across. The ball didn't. If you're going to throw that thing, you got to throw that goddamn thing like 50 yards down the field and out. It can't be short. And the safety came over and picked it off. Yeah, it was Ryan Miller on that one.
I think we're finding out who a lot of the interceptions were in camp when we thought it was an interception. Because the Giants won't reveal it when, Schmelk and Salamone and Sytak, they won't say who the quarterback was. And you'll see if you can kind of judge it if it's a starter, it's probably Dart. but when you see the backup names, they won't say it either. I think we're finding out it was probably Allen.
So they're showing a highlight now on the other side of the field, and Beckham beats his man off the line. Now, it's easy to say, oh, Beckham was open, should have thrown it to him. If the play was designed to go the other way and it's a somewhat of a timing deep pass, he's got to make up his mind at the snap. But either way, Beckham did beat his guy, and he was making it down the field.
It just makes it such a pain in the ass for everyone else who's on the field trying to. Oh Christ! He threw double coverage.
That's 100% what I was about to say, and I'm glad you said it.
He's ruining it for everyone else.
That's the hard part when you put these receivers and stuff on the field. If this quarterback is just bad, and he is, I think that was you just floated that ball to a guy. If you're going to do that, and like you said, it's. You have one-on-one coverage on the side, but you have a deep safety that's playing over to that side.
Skated to that side. He just threw in a yeah.
If you're going to throw it, it has to be out in front of the receiver down the field. You can't throw it to where he is. It has to be to where he's going to, and he just doesn't have the arm for it. But what he lacks in arm strength, he makes up for in poor decisions. So we're pretty good.
God damn. I want them to win. I'm not going to get terribly upset at this. I'm disappointed in the other players on the field that I want to see.
Yes.
I kind of like to see the third stringers. I'm one of those weirdos that like the second and third stringers when they play, but you can't judge them. It's like when we were talking earlier about in the day, the Giants' second team offensive line used to be so bad in the preseason. You couldn't judge anybody else. Now it's kind of the reverse. This quarterback is so bad. You can't judge anybody else. Yeah, they're showing Beckham, whatever.
Well, the other thing with what you're saying too, Eric, is while I agree with your assessment, the part that I kind of don't agree with is that these aren't third stringers though. Right now, these are a bunch of guys in the mix to be the backups.
Correct.
And now you're not giving them an opportunity. And not only are you not giving an individual an opportunity, but that was one play. And then one pass, and now the offense is back off the field. So you don't even have enough plays to even judge anything by.
It just sucks.
Yeah.
Allen sucks. I'm sorry, Allen. I've seen enough of Allen. He sucks. I don't even want him on the practice squad at this point. He just sucks.
And I think and honestly, too, this is one of those things that I'm looking around the league for a guy very similar to what Baltimore did before, right?
Right.
I want a mobile guy that has some passing ability, but he's mobile. He can move around because I need him to be somewhat like Dart to be able to kind of know those things on the practice squad and play that. And as a development thing, I don't want an Allen brings you nothing. Like he really doesn't bring anything to the team. He's not super mobile. He doesn't have a very good arm. I mean, it's not the kind of guy you want on the practice squad. I want a guy on a practice squad who has some ability that I can exploit on that practice squad, not a guy who just knows the plays.
Look at you providing analysis while banning bots at the same time. Wow.
I'm trying to keep up on it. I'm like,
wow.
Jones 31 is that safety. Ford's on the field. Lane's on the field.
Jack Kelly's still out there.
Bobby Jamison Travis, I believe, is on the nose.
There are some players on this that
good play.
Back and look at. I'd like to get a closer look at some of the defensive linemen again. That's what I want to look at. I'm not able to focus on this right now.
Yeah, the defensive line and we are in more of that 2D lineman alignment on this one. And it was Bobby Jamison Travis, and I'm trying to see who the other, if anybody else saw who the other defensive lineman is. Nick Jones came out great. He did make a very solid play coming forward. Good tackle in the backfield. I really like Ford, but I don't think he's got a shot here.
The practice squads are so big now. That's the thing. There's just they can put so many players on there, and they can put veterans on there.
Yeah, that was a huge change when they allowed
that. Gigantic change, just a gigantic. It was almost doubling it. Oh, that was a nice play. Who was that? 30.
Nick Jones, 31.
Okay.
31. Dick Jones.
tell me that was second down, right?
Yes, and then there was they said penalty, but then it looks like it's a timeout, so I don't think it's a penalty. And every time I hear Nick Jones, which sounds like Dick Jones, then I hear
Yeah.
then RoboCop can shoot him. The fans are just loving it.
Please tell me we got off the field here. No, there's the penalty.
Yeah, but they ended up. I don't think it was. It ends up being a timeout.
Oh.
So now it's that third down play now. Good rush, a really good rush on that one, and so I think somebody got their hand on the ball. Who's 67?
Someone just tweeted out they dropped
Davidson.
the ball. I don't know if they hit it.
Davidson 67. Well, I thought somebody got their hand on the ball because it looked kind of funny. Yeah, it's Davidson got his hands on the ball, knocked it down. So they didn't drop it. The receiver never got his hand really on it. It was knocked down by the defensive lineman.
So you know what this means? More Allen at quarterback.
Bring it on, baby!
Bring it on. Yeah.
I say we go in the 3 tight end. Maybe break out the wishbone.
Maybe this is where we do the tush push as a running play
from the 10-yard line.
From the 10-yard line. Bring back
our own 10-yard line.
Judge kind of offense here.
Oh my God! Yeah, but oh God. You know, there's a guy I would like to interview, not just because of the fact that he was a Giants coach or whatever, but I guess that is really why. But I want to know what happened that last 6-7 weeks of his coaching career with the Giants. Because
I'm out of here.
Because
I'm out of here.
But his behavior was almost like, screw you, I'm coming back. I'm going to do whatever the hell I want. But his choices were so bizarre. They were so off the rails.
It was the clown picture my daughter did. It was that set him off.
His commentary. I mean, it was like you were watching a person have an actual breakdown, like just live
breakdown. His two of his post-game press conferences were like these weird. I mean, I've never done. Everyone knows that I do those transcripts after the game.
Yeah,
there were 2 answers, one each for each game. That the answer was like this long, paragraph wise. He just rambled. Even the reporters were like, we broke him. You know, something broke at Joe Judge.
Who was the coach? I think it was it Oklahoma State? Where there were some questions or whatever, and he got mad at the questions about the player. He's like, ask me. I'm a man. I'm 40. He goes, it was so weird.
I vaguely remember that.
It was so weird.
Yeah,
that was kind of like Joe Judge's when he was just started going off. You're like, I don't even know what he's talking about anymore. It got so weird. But calling quarterback sneak on that's a pretty bold play. That's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it goes out.
Strategy. And I don't know if this was just an homage to DJ, but it wasn't DJ. It was Marlon. Is it Marlon? Marlon. Wait a minute. Marlon Davidson. DJ retired, believe it or not. He signed with the Commanders in the offseason, and he just retired from the NFL.
Well, we got a whole shirtless section here, but I believe they're just all guys. So, yeah. Well, there you go, Giants fans. Shirtless section. Not to be confused with our Super Giants fan from a number of years ago.
Yes. Maybe Joe Judge did want to leave, though. The irony is Joe Judge ended up at
Ole Miss.
And it's actually in the video of when Jaxson gets drafted. He's there with him, and apparently he was involved in providing the Giants. The one thing you will say about the Giants is when they get rid of their coaches, there doesn't appear to be too much bad blood other than Tom Coughlin, because they seem to help us. I mean, apparently Dable gave Harbaugh a really good review of working for the Giants and all that, and Judge helped the Giants out with Dart. So
those coaches' contracts really help, though, because they get paid no matter what. You know, you get fired, you still get paid. So
You haven't seen me or John throw, so I wouldn't say. I'm not sure you would want to say that, but
I used to be a pitcher.
Maybe my youth.
I used to be a pitcher in high school, but that was a
there you go.
That was a long time ago.
I assume you mean to hold on us, which will be great. So now Allen's going to be in what, 2nd and 20? Oh no, we're down inside 10, so it'll be
half the distance.
Yeah.
We got him right where we want him.
Yes. Why do I have turnover? And why do I feel a turnover here?
But they declined it. They're like, you know what? Nah, we're not worried about it. You just sit right here. We'll take the down. I didn't see who was the holding call on. Not that it matters at this point, but if it's like a kneel or something, it's always good to know. But Falele is not doing himself any favors from what I've seen so far. Like there's a reason why some Ravens fans may be accurate about how they feel about him.
I only saw that one sack. I can't comment on that other because I haven't seen him enough.
Oh my God! You almost had called it before. Allen just got the ball tipped up. It just popped up in the air, and I thought for sure it was going to be a pick six but it ended up falling about the 5-yard line. The pass protection wasn't bad. Falele's got his guy. Davis has got his guy. The defensive lineman on where Zudu's side just jumped up and knocked it down because Allen, he's just piss poor quarterback. So it's just what you expect.
I don't think John Harbaugh is going to keep his stellar preseason record going in this game if the keeps trending this way.
Come on, man. There's 11 minutes left. Don't be throwing up the white flag yet. This is the New York Football Giants.
Unless we get a turnover touchdown, unless we score on defense, I don't think anything's happening at this point.
You said it. You said it, and the punt returner dropped the ball, but he managed to pick it back up.
Oh.
I was like, "Oh, we got to get that turnover." Yeah. No, look. I'm disappointed that I can't see more of some of the guys that need to make this team on offense because the offense has just come to a standstill.
Yeah, you can feel it. You can almost, sometimes you can almost feel it through the screen. You can just feel like it's like, no, this is it. The game kind of ended a quarter ago.
There's a penalty. I think it's on Minnesota. We'll see. You never know. Is it holding?
I'm still just watching to see who's in the game at this point. So Zudu was playing guard on that series.
No, he wasn't.
Wasn't he? 73. Isn't he 73?
Neil is 73. Zudu 75. He was
right
tackle.
I got him confused. I apologize.
Yeah, you're fine. Zudu was the right tackle. I'm trying to figure out who the penalty was on. Have they said? Because
you mean from earlier?
Right now, from the punt, there's a penalty, and it looks like we might be kicking again. Chris Horton's not happy about something. But we're going to be punting again. Harbaugh wants an explanation why that penalty was there. And now they're talking. I don't know what the hell's happening, but there's officials talking to the Giants. There's officials over on this side talking to Kevin O'Connell. Now he's trying to decide what to do.
The beat writers have tuned out too. They've stopped tweeting altogether about this game like 20 minutes ago. They're probably just in a press box at this point with their feet up.
So it looks like illegal formation on the Giants. I'm lip reading. And then also holding on Minnesota. Offset, replay, 4th down. Okay, so for all of that, I don't know why we had to meet with both staffs. There's 2 penalties, and we're going to be kicking again.
I think you're way behind now because according to our viewers, there was another great punt.
I thought that was the previous punt. Oh, he had another great punt.
Yes, another great punt.
We haven't got there yet. I'm still watching the Giants coaching staff going, what the is happening here?
Not a stellar job by the officiating crew with calling. I keep seeing side talking about all the penalties in the defensive backfield, but 3 of them I'm not even sure were penalties. But again, other people are going to say, Eric, take off the blue-colored glasses, but I didn't think they were penalties.
That interference call in the end zone was bullshit. That was a really bad call. Yeah, I do like the signing of Stout. That's huge.
Well, we have learned over the last decade how important a punter is. Not just Alaska, not just Jamie Gillen, but the other people that we've had recently.
20
Matt Dodge, just
25 is Pinnock, and I think, unless it's Miller, does Miller play punt coverage? Maybe Miller was playing punt coverage.
I wouldn't think Pinnock.
Well, it must be Miller Turbo. Well, either way, he was down, and now he's being assisted off the field.
Oh, Pinnock's tall, pretty tall.
Yeah, so that's got to be Turbo Miller that was playing coverage 25. I hate it when they have duplicate numbers, but so that was Turbo Miller on coverage, but he was down and he was being escorted off the field.
Yeah, it says Dante Miller is slowly walking off the field with training staff after recovering that punt.
Yeah, the double number thing really throws you when you're like, wait, hold on.
Not a lot of people in the stands, is there?
No. Well, I mean, by this point, there usually isn't, but. Whoops. There we go. Sorry, my bad. Have anything else cool to play?
Trying to think if anything's happened in the second half that you and I can like discuss, but there was a bunch of penalties that were kind of questionable. The defense, given how badly the offense is playing, has kind of kept the team in it. But again, it's one of those preseason games where you credit the defense, or is the other offense also bad? Corey Black has not looked terrible.
No, I thought he's shown well enough. Like, I mean, he's done what he's needed to do. That touchdown on him, there was nothing he could do about it. That he was where he needed to be. That was a great pass.
We saw Khalid Kareem make some plays, Caleb Murphy make a play.
Yep.
Jack
Kelly had a sack, and he had a nice force on the goal line. It looked pretty good. Murphy had a nice play inside on goal line defense, and he's also had a nice rush from the outside.
You can't judge anybody on offense right now, other than, like you said, gave up that sack. But how can you judge anything else right now? Because they keep turning the damn ball over.
And I will say, I thought Neal on that same play did a really good job, and he took his man, moved him, let him go, and then picked up the stunting player coming back. That's high level play, in terms of knowing what you need to do and doing it. Because normally he would get lost. Like, his feet are lots of times his biggest problem. But he passed that guy off and picked up the guy coming across. I thought he did a really good job.
Yeah, and the thing with Brendan Allen's interceptions is they're just both awful. One was just he didn't see the defensive player at all, and the other one was just double. He just threw into double coverage. I mean, it's not like sometimes you can say, but those were just bad. They're just bad plays, and the defense immediately had to come right back out on the field. They haven't. Do we have a first down? Does he have a first down? I don't know if we got a first down with him. They had they had one drive where the first run picked up decent yardage. The second run only a couple yards, and they went 3 and out, or it was the interception. And then the other interception was like the first play. At some point, the defense is just going to give up enough here just to put the game away here.
Well, it's going to be 4th and 1 now for Minnesota. Yeah,
Muasal's in. Yeah,
I was about to say it to you. Do you read into anything here to think that Muasal's place on this team he's way back now?
Yeah,
before he even gets
as Dan Duggan just said, Zaire Barnes was ahead of him coming out. Yeah, so I don't think that's a good sign for Muasal. I don't really see a path for Muasal unless somebody gets hurt. or if they keep 5 linebackers, but I don't think
So-
they're going to do that.
So we saw the Vikings are about to punt. We saw the unofficial depth chart, and it showed the wide receiver group. And one of the names that I thought was interesting, where he was listed on the depth chart compared to other players, was Isaiah Hodgins was further up on the depth chart, and Malachi Fields was further back. Isaiah Hodgins was just on the punt block team right now. So you're deep in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And we didn't see Hodgins, as far as I can remember. I don't remember seeing him playing on the offense. He certainly, no one looked his
No,
way.
but no one's talking about. I mean, we all know Hodgins isn't on this team.
But again, that weird unofficial depth chart had him listed for. So if you looked at it, people are like, "Oh," I'm like, "Nah, I don't think I take too much from any of that."
Well, I did, except for the wide receiver pecking order was weird, but most of the other stuff was kind of spot on. I mean, there was, again, they had that weird, you brought up before, that weird or sharing lines, but
we did make some more changes on offensive line. I just can't see who it is yet. Just a sec here. Let's see.
we're really into the scrubs. I mean, like you said, Trace Ford was on the field on that last third down. Trace Ford is interesting because when he was in college, he was a promising prospect who tore his knee twice. And
just so, Braden James, the guy we picked up just the other day, he's playing center. Jake Kubis is playing left guard. JC Davis is the left tackle.
Okay.
Sorry.
Nope. I have complete confidence.
Oh, hey, Brandon Allen threw a pass that was a first down. It actually went to
I was just going to say, I have complete confidence that he's going to get us out of this situation. Offensive explosion. John is being the funny guy today.
Oh, sorry.
No, I mean, from Albany. Wait, we are getting spammed to hell.
To hell. We'll make a movie. Spam to hell.
Spam to hell. It does sound like a movie.
It does.
Spam to hell.
It's an 80s B horror movie. Spam to hell.
I have to see this because it's been a while since I've seen a first down. Let's see.
Neil is still out there. Eric Gray is back out.
It's not to play yet. I'm still not to the first down yet.
Who is 70?
70 is, I'll tell you in a second.
That's
Sharnacki.
He's the right tackle. He's supposed to be really, really big, but he looks small next to Evan Neal. He looks really small.
Oh, he's tall, but he needs to add weight. He's like, he's a perfect practice squad guy.
He doesn't look tall next to Evan Neal. It's kind of weird.
Really?
Well, I mean,
he's like 6'8".
And Evan Neal's a tall dude, but when they were standing next to each other, I'm like, guy's kind of small, but maybe it was the angle of the camera, but they look significantly different.
Was that Ryan Miller that he got it to? Who's
he did. He did go. Yes, Ryan Miller. Yep. I think Dalen Combray's on the field. Gibson's on the field. I mean, we're three now. We're three wide. Let's go. Let's just turn it up. Let's go run and shoot.
God, no.
With Brandon Allen.
What I'd like them to do is get in field goal range so we can see Zaveda kick.
I would like the camera to focus on whoever has the goddamn ball instead of where it was, because I'm like, what are you looking at? And there's your boy Dalen Combray with a catch, but I didn't know it because the camera was on the other side of the freaking field.
Did we get another first down? Is that what you're telling me?
We did. We picked up a good. It's got to be 20, 25 yards.
You cannot stop Allen.
Right. You can only hope to contain him.
You can only hope to contain Allen. Look out.
I'm liking the extended time for JC Davis at left tackle. That's another thing you want to see more play so he can get more time out there to see what he can do. I do think his future is guard, though.
I'm sorry. Who are you talking about?
JC Davis.
Oh. They said, and someone picked this up too. They said the coach, the offensive line coach said, we like to keep guys at one position when they're rookies to let them to develop. And somebody said, it'd have been nice if they did that with Josh Azudu. And it's actually a really good point. They kind of screwed his development.
So I see Gibson, Hodgins, Gray is on the field. Allen with another pass. This time to Gray, who.
Now, what's with this camera work?
Yeah, right. Like I'm like, where the hell are you focused? Like,
What the hell is
plays-
that? The cameraman's drunk.
Play on the other side of the field. I got to ban some more bots.
I'm sorry you have to keep banning these guys.
Bot ban day. Spam it to hell with bot ban. Again, any positive that Evan Neal shows, I mean, there's an opportunity to be a backup guard here. I don't think Daniel Falele is as locked in as it might have seemed early, even though he knows the stuff. That was a really bad whiff earlier. One play's not going to make, but I mean, you can't get beat by third stringers if you're going to be a backup or potential guy. We were talking like he could possibly push if they wanted to move on from Runyon. I think it's pretty much set. You can see that that's not
well, and plus he's
none of
playing
it's
so late in this game. I mean, that's again, you got to pay attention to not only the pecking order, but how late do they play. It's interesting to me. Darius Alexander's been playing so late. Not that he's going to lose his starting job. It's just some of this is kind of been. Odell was in there late.
But I think for Alexander, some of it is defensive line depth. They just don't have a lot, and so you kind of he only went back out for like a play or two. The guy to keep watching right now is Jake Kubas. I like Jake Kubas. He was playing center. Now he's playing guard. That dude could fight his way onto a backup spot. If he can play two positions, that's a huge help. Again, he's got a long road to get there, but he's showing well.
You also cannot stop Eric Gray. Eric Gray is a man on a mission here. Allen and Gray. Sounds like a law firm.
Oh, God.
Doesn't it? It sounds like a perfect law firm. Allen and Gray. Sounds like a law firm.
It's our 50th shade of gray.
Yes,
so don't want to beat that one to death. But anyway, there's a penalty on the Giants.
Oh, come on, because they're moving the ball. I want to see Saveda kick.
And that was
send us baby in overtime.
What was it? The Jets game? Did that finish in a 13-13 tie? Somebody's game was a 13-13 tie the other day.
See, I don't even know what's been happening in the preseason so far.
I can tell you a couple of teams have had some injuries that have just. Carolina has been. Houston lost I don't know if he's going to make the team or not, but one of their backup quarterbacks tore his ACL. He's out. Brandon Allen's like, oh dear God, I had a completion.
That was ugly.
And that, again, Braden James has a chance now too. I mean, he is a guy who has played center in the league. He has a lot of experience. So he's a guy who could, with injuries, find a way to get on this roster.
And we should point out that Turbo was back in the game after he walked off at one point. So he wasn't seriously hurt. Oh, now I see the flag. The flag was on us, you said?
Yeah, it was either a hold or illegal block. I was hoping we were going to be able to field goal, but I think this is way too far for field goals. Or are we punting? Yeah, we're punting. Man, if we could have picked up a few more yards.
That would have sucked. I mean, that sucks because, again, we need to get a look at the kickers.
Yeah, and Savannah hasn't done anything today.
No. What was the penalty, though, on that block?
Yeah, it was on the block, so it was either a hold or illegal block. Or they might have called it for interference if they thought he picked them. That 4th and 17. Sims complete to Bobby Johnson. I remember that play. I remember smashing the shit out of one of my remotes during that game. I was so upset early on. I have calmed in my old age.
All right, now I think I'm caught up to you guys. Now, did we end up punting?
Yes, it's.
Okay.
I don't know if Minnesota got backed up or not. There's 2:22 left. It's 1st and 10. Stout. I like Stout. Oh, they got backed up. Yeah, where are Minnesota is going to start from their 4-yard line. So what we need is a defensive touchdown. You called it earlier. Yeah, see, they're showing Saveda. He isn't. I mean, he looks like he's like 15 years old.
The beat writers are complaining on Twitter about the flags that the officials are throwing in the fourth quarter of a preseason game right now.
Yeah, they all want to go home. They're like,
you're right.
They do. Like, there's a nice run stuff. Yeah, so they must have called them for a pick then on that play. I saw
out of the corner of my eye, it looked like someone got knocked on their ass. I thought, but again, I have to look at.
Is it Orji? I don't know how you say his name. Yeah, that dude.
Orgy.
Yeah, well, anyone
who knows Sonny in Philadelphia know what I'm talking about. Orgy.
Well, he had an orgy in the backfield there, and he stuffed them, so that's good. That's good. We're holding strong, baby.
Did I just see Jesse Armstead on the sideline? Look like him.
Probably.
Does he still work for the Giants?
As far as I know, he does.
Look like Jesse. I still miss Jesse. He was awesome. That's a guy we should try to get on the show. Of course, he works for the Giants now.
That's the hard part, but I can certainly try. I'm checking to see if there's anything.
Oh, nice play. That must be the orgy. I don't know if that's his name. Orgy. Whatever. I don't know what his name is. Orgy.
I can't define it for you, but I can tell you you'll know it when you see it.
Yes. What does Seinfeld say? I'm not an orgy guy. Having robes and lotions and he's into it. Now we were talking about the other day, so we've been bored out of our gourd. We were rewatching some of the old Offices.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And those get painful when you get into the later seasons. They're almost unwatchable. They were so good when it was early on, but when you get farther, I don't know if you feel the same way, but when you get farther and farther into it, just before Michael leaves, some of them the stories are just painful to watch.
It's hard because I've seen every episode all the way through multiple times. The last season I thought was pretty good at the very end, just the way they wrap some of it up, but a whole bunch of the stuff with James Spader just I do not like.
Before they get to that part, it's just you can see the wheels starting to come. I mean, that's me. Maybe no.
I mean, you can. It's funny for me. I have to be very careful how I say this. Let's just say I have a somewhat close relationship to somebody who has a business that hates the show. And I've always thought the reason he hates the show is because so much of what happens in his business matches that. I mean, there are things I could call out that they are Office episodes that just happen. And I'm just like, maybe that's why you hate it. But it's weird when you see some of that stuff and you go, I worked with somebody like that. I worked with somebody that would have that kind of stuff. And I look back at those things and I go, it's not just the time for a TV show. It's the time for how things were and how they've changed now. Some of the jokes when they would do the diversity day. Yeah. I mean, you know how many freaking diversity trainings I have had go through? Every year we have to go to a new one, and it's the same shit over and over.
Or ethics training. We're going to an ethics class or something like that. It's the same. They hit the nail on the head. But my dad can't watch it because he said the same thing like that you just referenced. He it's too real to him. Like he's known people like that, and he finds it painful to watch because it's unpleasant for him. And I'm like, but it's funny.
Yeah. For me, it's hard. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, it's kind of like, what's the movie that I love? Office Space.
Office Space. I love
It's so
Office.
I just love it, but it is so real. Everyone who's ever worked in an office knows exactly what that's like. The whole thing with the copier.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
EC load letter.
So Carson Wentz just escaped to the right, made a really nice throw on the run.
Are you
It
serious?
is complete, and it unless the Giants want to use timeouts and stuff, they'll just run the clock out.
I wanted to see Zaveda come in and kick a field goal. Not that I really do want this to go to overtime, but I'd want him to be.
It's important to see if he can kick.
Yeah, exactly.
The Giants used the timeout to.
Yes, Dilbert was like that as well too.
And the same person that I was talking about a minute ago actually used to use the Dilbert stuff and laugh at it. And I'm thinking, I don't think it's an endorsement. I think you just pointed out shit that I see every day. But sure, you can share it like it's funny. But to me, it's frustrating. John Harbaugh is unhappy about something. He's kind of
he doesn't like losing games. He doesn't.
He was lighting into the ref about something. He's like,
well, let's be honest. Again, it's not a huge deal, but the officials this was really a weirdly called game for a preseason game. In a way, you're kind of glad because you want, like you said, if Banks is going to get handsy, you want him to coach that out of him as much as you can and prove to him, see, they're going to call it. Same thing with the other defensive backs. But some of these calls were like, really?
Yeah.
And it affected the game. I mean, they got a touchdown when they should have had a field goal. I mean, it affected the outcome of this game. Oh, yeah, it was a nice play by the quarterback.
I think Harbaugh afterwards, when they showed a replay, I think he was hoping or expecting that they would review that catch. That's the only thing I can think of that he was upset about.
That wasn't bad coverage either. It was just a really nice throw.
So it's now second. It's second down. Giants just used their timeout. They did stuff the play for a 2-yard loss.
I am going to, again, reiterate what I said earlier. One of the positives to me in this game is the coverage. The coverage has been there all throughout the game. They've been right in the hip pocket of these guys, even when they're completed. I'm not seeing guys run around wide open. To me, that's a big positive so far. Yeah, he is pissed.
The other thing too.
What are we mad about? Was he mad about?
I think they didn't. There's one replay that makes it look like they should have at least reviewed it, but I don't know.
But he caught it though, didn't he?
It looked like a catch to me. The one thing I'll say that's different between the two teams right now is you have a veteran quarterback in Carson Wentz who's made a couple plays just.
Oh yeah.
And you've had Brandon Allen who really was the main reason why that Minnesota even got the touchdown that they got and took away another drive instantly, gave them the ball back again. So the Giants offense really, up until the last drive, didn't have the ball for more than a couple of plays, and that was it. So, again, it's a preseason game, not putting too much into it, but the Brandon Allen part is disappointing because you took some opportunities away from some of the others for us to even see what these players can do.
Exactly.
But by just making really bad throws, and that's your one job as a quarterback, don't do that. Like, don't turn it over.
Exactly. And they but at a flip side too, I think the defense is held up pretty well given the circumstances that they've been placed in over and over and over again in the second half of the game.
Until that play.
Until that play.
Well, they had him completely stopped, and they whiffed the tackle, allowed the receiver to get the first down, and now the clock will run out at that. It'll run.
No injuries though, right? We didn't have any injuries in this game, right? Miller went off, but he came back on. But right, there's no one.
Nothing I saw.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that was a bad tackle. I mean, look.
Who missed the tackle?
I'd have to go back. It was one of the DBs came up and just had him and just kind of let it go. I'm not sure.
34 is
that
Bo
Lane?
Braid.
It's Braid.
Is that who missed the tackle?
I'm not sure. It was either 34 or 35. I'm not sure.
No.
Yeah, I mean, overall, look, I mean, John Harbaugh's probably mad because he's like, I want to win, period. The Giants need to win. That's you want to change the narrative. But let's be honest, the Giants won games under Brian Daboll in the preseason, so let's not worry about that.
We were
much.
undefeated, baby, last preseason. No, I'm not upset about anything that I saw on this today. I think the big positive on this it was Fields. The dart play was kind of cool, but again, we have to mention the negative throw that he had early. And on the defensive, on the other side of the ball, again, I'm nervous still about the run defense. But I think the story of this game probably to me is Fields, and then followed kind of there was bad tackling on that. And followed very closely by, I just like the way the defensive backs were right on the hip pocket of everybody. It didn't matter if it was first team, second team, third team. And again, that came in to hurt us too with the penalties, but some of those penalties I didn't think were penalties. And that's going to happen this year. If you're going to play that aggressively, you're going to give up some first downs that way. I just don't want what we had last year and the quarterback just have a free and easy completion on 3rd and 4 because nobody's in the guy's face. So, did we get another spammer? Is that what you just?
Yeah. I blocked it a minute ago. Just for not that it matters, and if you weren't on here now, it won't matter because you're only going to know what I'm about to tell you. I'm not putting this one up on Spotify. There's no reason to do that.
Oh yeah, there's no reason.
So it sits here on YouTube. But if you're watching later or if you're going to watch the game or whoever, you can always. But if you're hearing me say this, you already are watching it, so it doesn't really matter. So that being said, yeah, I mean overall, I thought it was it was fine. It wasn't exciting. I did like the Dart touchdown pass. That was really nice. That was to see that. I didn't like him taking that one shot and the ridiculous, moment in the tent. But overall, I thought that was fine. I thought the offensive line played pretty well. Again, you don't have Andrew Thomas out there, so you're not seeing that. You don't have Malik Neighbors, so we don't really have a good sense of the actual, starting wide receiver group. I thought Cam Scatterbo looked pretty good.
Yeah, I was going to say Scatterbo and Singletary look good, both those.
So yeah, and for Scatterbo, that's a big deal coming off that injury. He looks fine. So overall, I think that the one thing I say is that they'll be looking for depth at defensive line, at wide receiver, and at cornerback probably. But I'm not opposed to that. They might be looking for a different kind of running back than what they've got. Because they've got 3 guys that are all kind of somewhat similar in terms of size and what they do. But if they got a big bruiser or they got somebody else that they thought they could really use quite a bit, they might look that route. But, other than that.
Yeah. I'm going to stick by my guns on this and say they're pretty happy with the 4 corners that they have. I think that the bottom of the roster churning right now has been to do more with depth. I guess I wouldn't completely rule them out getting another corner, but I agree with you completely that I think defensive line is definitely on the radar. Wide receiver, what do they really think about Beckham, Mooney, and Slayton? I mean, if they're okay with those guys, yeah, but I need to see more. I guess based on what we saw today, it looked like Beckham was at least getting open. But again, it's where the hell is Slayton and Mooney? What I mean, again, it's just one game. Let's see. If we go through next week's game, Saturday's game against the Dolphins, and we come out of that game and Mooney and Slayton don't have catches, then I'm very much on board with you that wide receiver is on the table, that they might make a move there. I thought Cambray did all right today, but again, are they considering him for the 53? That's a big question. Sai's tweeting about him now. He thinks Cambray might be in play, it sounds like. But Cambray's there. Berrios is definitely under consideration. Beckham was getting open, but we'll have to see. Those all the two. I think a lot of us were counting on Darnell Mooney doing something. To me, he's missing in action, which has been my problem with Slayton. Slayton would be just disappear for stretches. And if Mooney's like that, I don't want Mooney on the team either.
I think I'm going to stick to what I said earlier. I think there are columns. Yeah. And I think you got Mooney, Slayton, and Beckham are in the same column. and they're going to pick one. I don't think they're going to pick more than one from that column. I think Barrios is making the team. If let's say you're right, and Combre has a possibility because of how much he does on the special teams as well. I mean, again, depending on what you are planning to be as an offense, which we think is big, physical, running, you go more tight ends, you've got the fullback, then I want receivers that can do other stuff. They've got to be able to play special teams. I want them to be physical guys that can play tough and cheap. Combre would be cheap. He's a physical, tough guy. He can play special teams. If you have Odell Beckham, he's not playing special teams. So if he's not the second guy, if he's not the third guy, now if he's the fourth guy, why? You might as well have a guy that can play some at wide receiver. He might not be as good a receiver, but he brings more to the table. You know, most teams are not built with superstars all the way through at a position. They have guys that are very good at specific things, though.
Right. And look who's missing a golden opportunity again. Jalen Hyatt. Again, it's not all his fault. He's hurt, but again, he's missing a golden opportunity with a new coaching staff that make at least one final statement. Nobody really did anything today at wide receiver other than Fields. You could say Beckham was at least open, and Cambre made some catches. But I'm looking at, Barrios looked good as a returner, but I don't think, John, did anyone else stick out at wide receiver to you? I don't think so. Likely looks like what we think he's going to do and become a security blanket who can also make big plays, which we haven't seen yet down the field. I think Theo Johnson is in play with, again, as a receiver on this team, receiver and blocker. You and I were hoping to see more from Fedoni.
And we saw nothing.
At least he was playing. We'll see more next week, I'm sure. But I guess that's the spot on the team on the offensive side that I'm a little not crazy about right now. I like Neighbors. I like Fields. Probably okay with Austin. I don't think they use him there. I don't know if Austin was out there, but I just don't know how much.
Nothing. Yeah, I saw nothing.
All right, that area of the team to me is still very unsettled. I don't know what they're going to do. More so, I'm worried about. I think you can scheme offense. I don't think you can scheme run defense so much. You can do that a little bit, but I think you've got to have some horses up front, and that's what scares me a little bit. DJ Reader will make a big difference, but he can't play every snap. So they got to get somebody else in there, and that's where, God, I hope somebody shakes free that's just a run stuff. Like again, I know I always bring him up because he was here and he just did the dirty work, but like Ashawn Robinson, if they can get somebody like another like an Ashawn Robinson type just to come in and just play 20 to 30 snaps a game, that's all they need. But they just need somebody up there that just is, you have trouble moving. I don't care if he rushes the passer. I just don't want him to get blown off the line of scrimmage, or like you said earlier, you pointed out Darius Alexander got washed out on a play.
Fotu.
I'm sorry. So you said Fotu got washed out on a play. They need somebody who just doesn't get washed out, just hold his ground. So
right.
I'm hoping in a league desperate for pass rushers, somebody just cuts a run stuffer who they're like, run stuffers are a dime a dozen. We don't need this guy. We're going to cut him. So
yeah, especially if he's more expensive.
Yeah,
because that usually is how they're like, oh, he's a little bit older. He costs too much. He just plays the run. We'll let him go. He's still got stuff in the tank, and that's what we need is a guy who can really stuff the run. I think that's what you want to keep an eye out for. And then receiver, Juju Smith-Schuster needs to come around pretty quickly, or again, like you said, his opportunity is going out the window too.
Well, it makes you nervous when it's this, and Lucas Patrick's in the same boat. When you've got an old guy near the end of his career and he's dealing with a knee that seems to be nagging him. And this knee seems to be nagging Juju and the Lucas Patrick. I believe this goes back to the spring. And that's why Brian Hudson and Jake Kubas have a real opportunity here because again, you're not available, then you can't count on them. Now, that's FYI, I'm reading Twitter real quick. Jordan Renan's takeaways were positive. First team offense run game was really good on second drive. Cam Scadaboo looked great. Jaxson Dart made great throw on move for TD. Malachi Fields, nice catch. I also thought Malachi had just in general had a good game.
Yeah, agreed.
Odell Beckham got open. Results weren't necessarily there, but good sign. So, so maybe my Odell dream isn't dead yet.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Again, some of this is also, it's on other people, right? It's if Mooney and Slayton aren't really doing anything. Now, it's one game, and we don't want to put too much into the game versus what they see in practice. But too often, over the years, and this, I guess maybe I'm jaded that way, we used to hear, wow, we had a great week of practice. So, and then they shit the bed in the game. So I don't really want to hear guys making the team just because they were good in practice.
Right. And I don't think Harbaugh is going to do that anyways. So I don't think that's what he's all about. So we'll see. So I think overall it was a decent start. I'm trying to think if there was something I really, really wanted to see. I think Dart played more than many of us expected, which is good. He got shot. He got hit hard. Wasn't because he was being foolish. It was because Tracy missed a block, but he bounced back up, came out, threw a touchdown. Like you said, it would have been a bad thing that if that would have been it, because we would have heard it nonstop all week about he got hit. I had to leave the game, but he came back in, threw a touchdown, great throw, running to his left, and a perfect throw to a tall target. So that was cool. The running game, just like Jordan said, was pretty good. Scadaboo running like that was a big deal. We need to see more from Tracy. I don't think it was a great game for Tracy. We already talked about the wide receivers. Likely look good at tight end. Offensive line, mostly positive running the football. Need to tighten some things up. Pass protection. Trying to think what else. Definitely the Falele sack stood out.
Yeah,
which is what stood out in Baltimore too. That he'd have the one play that everyone remembered. And what do you and I keep talking about that one play? He made a play great. Other than that, I don't know if he did. I have to go back.
Yeah.
But we were thinking about that one play. The worst who suffered the most in this game in terms of this being a bad game was Allen, the quarterback. I mean, not that he was going to make the roster, but he was a disaster. And he was the reason the Giants lost this game, combined with I would say the officiating was suspect. Last thing on the defensive side, I thought that the second and third team defense, given what they had to work with, the constant bad field position and having to go right back on the field, it was a minor miracle that the score was as close as it was, and that they got screwed when they were given a fresh set of downs, the Vikings at the 1 yard line. And that sucked. But I thought the defense played pretty well overall, other than, which is a big problem, the second team defensive line got mauled by the first team Vikings offensive line on the first drive, maybe two drives. I'd have to go. I think it was the first two drives, but that was not good.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think it was a weird mixing of players on the defensive side, because Alexander, who probably is the starter, is the only one of the guys that was on the line that was a starter, and you were already kind of weakening, and I hate to say it that way, your run defense slightly when you've got the two guys who are backups on the D line. You've got Carter starting on the opposite side, where normally it'd be Burns and Thibodeau kind of starting on that piece, and Carter's going to move around a little bit, or Carter plays the outside, the right side. He was on the left side. So you're weakening a little bit already. And no excuses. It is what it is. But that second team defensive line definitely got pushed around. And so I think we got work there. I'm not – one game, it's hard to say, but the rookie Jamison Travis, he didn't really show me much of anything. But again, he didn't – if you didn't know like deeply into the draft stuff, he wasn't listed in almost anything that I had as a defensive tackle to keep an eye on. He wasn't on any of those radars. So the Giants must have done a ton of homework on a guy that might not have been in play for a lot of other teams. And I didn't see anything spectacular with him. So to think that he might make it as a backup nose tackle right now, I'm thinking he's practice squad kind of guy. So they're probably going to be on the lookout for a vet. And
I can't comment on him because his game is going to be keeping the linebackers clean, not making plays. So I've got to go back and see how he was at the point. There were a lot of plays that the Vikings couldn't run the ball to, and some that where they did. I just got to see who was responsible.
Sure.
I just went real quick on Greg's comments here. Wait, not this one. This actually might be the case. I made this argument earlier. It didn't even seem like Mooney and Austin hardly even played. I mean, I think they did, but Odell right now seems to, at least he was getting open. This other people commented on earlier. I don't agree with this assessment because the counter argument to this is early on in the game, third down twice. He dropped back and hit likely for first downs right off the bat. So the bad play he had is the one that John harped on, was that one where it was a strange call and he threw the ball out to the sideline, and that was dangerous. But I thought, again, in those 2 third down situations, it was a drop back and he hit the open guy. I think the defense played really well, except the what I just mentioned, that first team versus second team run defense early. But given the fact that the defense was on the field constantly in this game, I thought they actually played pretty well. And again, I'll mention again, I thought the coverage was tight. Let me see. And we talked about this earlier. I do think that it's starting to, that looks like a good combination.
The counter argument is some of these things, though. So you've highlighted a lot. I don't know that we need to highlight more.
No,
of the same chatter. Is if you think they're going to be a problem, then you think Dart's going to be a quarterback to get him the ball. If you think Dart can't get him the ball, that they're not going to be a problem. My problem with any comment on what anybody thinks of Dart or didn't do, or how can you possibly say anything about timing in this game? How many plays did the Giants have on offense with Dart at quarterback? How many were passing plays with Dart at quarterback in this game? What specifically did you look at to go, his timing is off? That's a bullshit narrative. Hold on. That's a bullshit narrative in this game from things that other people have commented on from practices. And I'm not blaming any of these people. I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm just remembering Bobby Skinner said a few things. Some other guys said a few things. They're like, oh, his timing's a little off. And they have every right to say that. They were there. To say that applied to this game, though, by watching this, I don't know where you're getting that. Where is this timing thing coming from? He got blitzed from one side, and Tyrone Tracy totally effed up that play. There's nothing else to say about that. When your running back has contained to that outside, his guy is the outside blitzer. He either picks him up, and you know how I know that that's true? Because he stopped to come back and get him. That means he knew he had that guy. He didn't think he was coming. He went out, and then he realized, oops, and then he couldn't do it.
And Dart was looking to his left, and didn't see the guy, the blitzer coming. So that wasn't my Dart.
And it's bang, bang. There's no way that you could think. And if you think, see, again, I'm not even going to put that bullshit on the screen. If you think Jameis Winston should start over Jaxson Dart, then I think you should find a different team to be a fan of. There is no way that that's true. Jameis Winston would have gotten obliterated on that play just as much as Dart did. There's no way he ever would have saw that coming. He has zero chance to escape the pocket most of the time, where Dart has more than enough chance to escape. So that kind of stuff frustrates me because it's just comments to make comments.
Greg, there's nobody on the Giants team, not one player who agrees with you. So what does that tell you? I mean, again, I don't mind. Again, if you want us to take you seriously, don't say things like that. John Harbaugh came to coach the Giants because of Jaxson Dart. He didn't come here because of Jameis Winston. So I mean he did pick the Giants because of the quarterback. It wasn't so.
And again, straight critique is fine, except for the fact that when people, and I'm not just saying for this particular person, because I don't know if you're doing it on purpose or not, but when you use narratives because they're things that you heard, but not necessarily things that you even know or understand. And maybe I'm calling somebody out on something that I don't know you personally, but I don't think you know the timing piece that you're talking about. I think you're just saying it because it was said elsewhere. Because there's nothing in this game that goes, Jaxson Dart's timing is way off.
And John, you hit the nail on the head. And I've talked about this with other situations in football, is sometimes these things get a life on their own because somebody said something and all of a sudden it's become a thing. And that's what I said early on. Remember early on when I was kind of getting a little bit mad at somebody who said something about Dart earlier on in the game. And I was like, what are you talking about? That hasn't even happened in this game. So I think it was another example of somebody trying to look for something that they had heard earlier, because I agree with you. There wasn't anything in this game that goes along with that narrative. So in my mind, there was one bad play that stood out with Jaxson. It was the sideline pass that we talked about earlier, that you thought the play call was strange, the snap was bad, and he rushed the throw. But he made two. But what other throws did he have? He had the 2 completions to Likely, which were good, nice, tight throws. He got first downs, and he had a really amazing play on the touchdown throw. That's a hard. Not many quarterbacks can run to their left, reset, and throw a pass that accurate in that situation. Just so, and Fields was covered. And
right.
So I come back to what you just said. What are you talking about then? Are you talking about the one play that we're talking about? Because what other play in this game because everything else was basically a running play when Dart was in there, other than the play he had to leave the game for a play because he get checked out in the tent. So what play? So if we're missing a play here, tell us what play you're specifically talking about, because I don't know what play. And so I don't know what you're referencing.
You're at this point, just some of the things it's more being baited than anything else.
No.
I'm saying specifically to some things that were posted a few seconds ago. So you're fine. There's no point in trying to debate. Overall, the point is this: when someone says, as they just said, when they say that's the facts, you don't know shit. You don't know that that's a fact. You've never seen it yourself. You tell me where you can see that particular thing is happening. You tell me that their eyes drop. How the fuck do you know that? You can't see his eyes when we're like this, because he's looking down at the ground.
What play are they talking about? What play in the game happened that I mean, if I'm forgetting something that happened in the game, correct me, because I don't know what. It's not even. It's not us getting emotional about it. It's like, what are you? What are you talking?
Highlight it.
I know, look, I want to call this out. What play are you talking about, Greg? What play are you talking about? Tell me the play that you're talking about in this game. What game? What play?
Just it's a waste. It's a waste of things. How's it go? It's it's from Point Break. That would be a waste of time. It's not. Listen, here's the deal. This was one preseason game.
Play are you talking about?
On the first drive, where he got sacked because of the pressure that came up the middle, and he had nowhere to go on the outside too. You can't possibly think that is because you think Jameis Winston would have had to play there. Okay. All right.
We'll just agree to disagree. Jameis Winston should be the starting quarterback on the Giants. Correct?
I think you should write that up. Make it as an article. I think because there are probably a number of other teams in the NFL would not agree with that, and the Giants are one of them. So, but anyway, that being said, I think there's some things clearly that they do need to fill. I thought the depth wise, I thought overall the offensive line piece played pretty well without Andrew Thomas playing. You got a good look at
Mark
a couple of guys.
Looked pretty good, I thought. Again, I got to go rewatch it, but I thought
he left tackle. Yep.
Yeah, I thought he did all right.
And Azudu right tackle clearly is the backup over there. Notice that the Giants started. Falele moved in when they moved to the backups. He was the guard. He was the right guard. When they decided Neal would come in the game, they moved Falele over to left guard and moved Neal into right guard. So clearly, they're still, regardless of however Neal played or didn't play in this game, the pecking order is still Falele is ahead of him at right guard. They moved Falele to left when they let Neal come in at right guard. So the center juggling was difficult. Hudson had to play a lot. Hudson had to play the
and that was good for him to get those reps. And so there are positives in this. So
sure.
We'll see. I have to go back and rewatch some of this, particularly the defensive line. I want to specifically know what happened early on those first 2 drives. But I think they've got to keep an eye on the waiver wire. Greg, you keep going, but again, I think you're looking for something that's not there because you don't like him for some reason, and so you're just going to keep spouting off like this. The only thing I'll say to you is what I say to people on BBI who say silly things. no one's going to take you seriously when you say stuff like this. So when you come back on, if you come back on, people are going to see your name and they're going to say, there's that turd hauler again. And they don't, then your turd name, it's in your name too. If you want to be respected, say things that people are going to respect your opinion for. That I'll leave the ball in your court on this, but saying things like Jameis Winston should be starting. And it's not that we don't dislike Jameis, but there's a reason why Jameis,
it's not that we don't like him.
There's a reason why Jameis is a backup quarterback in the NFL now. And
many teams over, by the way.
And as even the Giants even the people that work for the Giants, like John Schmelk, when they talk about him in practice, say you get the Jameis experience, which means you get the good and the bad with Jameis. It's either a touchdown or it's a touchdown going the other way. Jameis is a nice person to have on this team, but you don't want him starting. If Jameis is starting for the Giants this year, this is not going to be a playoff team.
I put we're going to end this anyway, but I put that in timeout. I didn't ban him. I just kind of put it in timeout because I don't really want to keep dealing with the same thing over and over again.
Yeah. It might be he might be just trying to get under our skin at this point. So, which he's successfully doing. But I think it's important. But I do think it's important for us to talk about it in this sense. There is a tendency out there that when somebody says something, be it one of the beat writers or a podcaster, even us, Sure. You and I talked about Daniel Falele. Maybe he has a chance to start over John Runyon. But you and I said in this game, guess what? You know what? That's not happening.
Nope.
So react to what you're seeing with your own damn eyes. I have no problem calling out Dart. I didn't want the Giants to draft Dart. He converted me. So again, I thought Dart had a good game. Not a great game, but a good game. And I thought it redeemed himself. I thought the two highlights, again, were the third down conversions and then the really good play on the touchdown play right after he got knocked out of the game. When I say knocked out, he had to go into the team.
You got.
But there weren't a lot of other throws. I don't even know what his stats were. But what did he have? Like 5 or 6 throws in this game? I don't know.
Was he? He was like 5 of. He's like 4 of 6, 5 of 6. I mean, he hit likely a couple of times. That throw to Fields is. Go back and look at it. I don't want a little hyperbole here, but that's a very old school, and I'm talking like 7, 8, 9 years ago. Aaron Rodgers, that's it. Patrick Mahomes being able to move to their left, kind of straighten themselves out and still make that throw, and a very accurate throw on the move to a guy, and not just a throw where it can be then defended, because lots of mistakes a lot of quarterbacks make is, I can make that throw, and they throw it over there, but they put it in a place to be defended. You got a 6'4", 6'5" wide receiver. You throw it up high, and that's exactly what he did, and it was perfectly placed for Malachi Fields. To me, that was a great throw. Dart has things to work on. That is obvious. I don't think it's a knock on him. I think it's just common sense. But to any other comment beyond that, when you include your comment of here's why, but you can't prove it. You're taking it from what someone else said somewhere else, and then you follow it up with this guy should be the starter. That you lose all credibility.
Well, you know what? It's stupid too, John. It's stupid on this level. Let's just say Dart played a bad game, which he didn't. But let's just say he did play a bad game. He's the first-round draft pick who the coach that's here now came to this team because of learning a new system, learning how to drop back. Basically, again, like we've said, and other people have said, this is basically his rookie year all over again.
Sure.
Jameis Winston's been in this league 10 plus years. So you're going to not develop the guy on a young football team that you hope to be ascending, but you're going to spend it on the guy at the end of his career who's basically a journeyman at this point. That doesn't make any sense at any level. And it's just stupid. I mean, that's just stupid. You would at least give the guy, even if you don't believe he had a good game, why would you go that other route? I mean, it doesn't make sense on any level. It's just a stupid comment. And I'm going to call you. I'm sorry, but it's stupid. It just doesn't make any sense at any level. So that, again, if you want to be valued for your input in a chat session, and we're not saying we put people up all the time that disagree with John and I.
Sure.
But say something that makes sense. That doesn't that doesn't make any sense. Jameis, I like Jameis. You didn't seem to comment on the fact that Jameis threw to the turf on a third down play, and there was nobody around. I mean, and again, it could have been a receiver running the wrong route. That might not have been on Jameis, but you didn't bring that up. But he threw, but an important third down play in this game, he threw. There was nobody around them. So I mean, it doesn't make any sense. It sounds like you've got an agenda, and you're just going to look for something there to fit your agenda. And so we're not going to take you seriously. You sound like a turd. So I mean.
Carrying it around, maybe hauling it is Anyway, real quick, I thought Scatterby, I said this earlier, I thought he looked pretty good for a guy coming off a major injury. He seems like he's got everything there. He had a nice little burst. He played with power. His vision and cutting was there. He didn't shy away from hits, which guys can do coming off major injury. He doesn't seem like that kind of guy. But I thought he looked pretty good overall. It certainly seems like, and I agree with you, Eric, you said this earlier, he certainly seems like the guy who's going to be the beneficiary of a more physical style, that he's going to get that early down, heavy load kind of thing. I think Devin Singletary's the guy to watch, though, who could eat into Tyrone Tracy's time if Tracy can't make his blocks and gets tackled too easily in the backfield.
Yep, and I'm looking real quick just to see, because Harbaugh's speaking. I'm just seeing real quick if there was anything he said. He said he was asked about what his feelings were when Jaxson Dart took a big hit, and he said, "My feeling is that in that moment we need to block better," which gets back to what you just said about Tracy. We need to block better. Yeah, he said that again. Malachi Field. This is beat writer. Malachi Field's impressed. This is from Harbaugh? Wait a minute. No, this is from the beat writer. So Evan Barnes wrote that Malachi Field's impressed. Giants run defense thin early, but had key players sitting out. Jaxson Dart, big hit can't happen. Not his fault this time, but the Giants can't let defenders get an easy shot. Well, no, that's true of any team.
Well,
Odell Beckham looked fine and moved well. Ben Sauls was on PAT field goal. My guess is Zaveda's going to be the kicker next week. And let me see. And that's it so far. So it doesn't seem like there's anything from noteworthy yet from Harbaugh in the presser yet. So we'll see. all right. So I think we can wrap this up. I think we can wrap this up. I had fun. I thought it was good.
Next week's game is 4:00 in the afternoon. My plan is that we will be doing next week's game. So we should be.
Yeah. 4:00. I don't know about the final game on a Friday night. We'll have to discuss that. I don't know about that one, but 4:00 on next Saturday. And so people understand or know there is a joint practice in Miami on Thursday. Is that it's the 20th?
Yes.
On Thursday the 20th, there's an open practice. It's open to the public. If you're a Giants fan in Florida, the Giants will be practicing the Dolphins. I think they have a practice on Monday in Jersey. Not open. None of the practices in Jersey are open. There's a practice on Monday, and then I think they travel down to Miami after that. I'd have to look at the schedule. And then they play the Dolphins in Miami on Saturday, and then the following week they play Friday. They play against the Jets in the preseason. Then it gets serious. We get the cut downs and all that. So we're going to be playing Cowboys sooner than you realize. September is going to be here faster than we realize. So, but I thought overall, good thing, no injuries. Malachi Fields to me was the star of the game for the Giants in terms of takeaways. And the big worry to me again was run defense. But I keep repeating myself, but that's it for me. So.
Fair enough. So like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll let you know if we plan to do one during the week. It's weird this week because I don't know a lot's going to happen between now and the next, but we'll do something. And then we will do Saturday. So look for that. But if you subscribe, you'll know when it is. So we'll catch you again real soon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Bye-bye.
Get your Inside BBI merch at insidebbi.printify.me. Get your merch today for the dog and all of us.